Hello everyone, good morning, and welcome to Golden VCR. It's tape time. Hi everybody, welcome. Apologies for the slight delay in getting started. I had to do something very important that I realized I hadn't done. And that is that I had to go to... I realized I had a tape that I hadn't scanned yet that desperately needed to be available in the collection. That is tape number 654, sent in by Joshy D. Dusty the Dragon and Dr. Margie Hogan talk about tobacco. Grade 1. Effective tobacco prevention for elementary-age children. Our video will grab their attention. Dr. Margie Hogan will earn their respect. Should I smoke my first cigarette? Featuring Nicky Teen, a real bad influence. There's also a hit anti-tobacco rap song. This is a video about tobacco for children ages 5 to 10. That's right. I am a tad loud. Oh my God, that's very loud. Sorry. I had it turned up because I had my audio interface plugged into a different computer. Apologies for that. Anyway, that's available. Go favorite it. The second that Joshy D appears on a stream, and we finish whatever tape we're watching, we're doing Dusty. I can't watch this without the person who sent it in. It's too good. It's too good. Too good. But maybe I'll text Josh and see if he's awake at some point. He's in California, so it's 7 a.m. there. All right. Anyway, what else are we watching? Morning. Morning, Brad. Morning, everybody. How you doing? Good to see you. Last time on Golden VCR, we had a lot of tapes on the shelves. And I scanned a bunch. You can't even see the whole stack. There's multiple rows stretching all the way to the wall on the floor now. Those are the ones I scanned from my thrift store trip a while back. So we really need to watch some tapes. Random. Reader's Digest, Great National Parks of the World. So I kind of want to do like bad tapes again so that we can get through them quickly, but I guess not. I'll tell you what. Let's sort by favorites. Unscreened. Touring England. If we tour England, well, that doesn't get the Touring England box set is on top of the shelf. Okay, bad tapes. Yeah, there's some that are yeetable, but like it's like the first episode of Touched by an Angel, and I have the first episode of Beverly Hillbillies that you sent in, Deb, and those look. That would be a real trip down memory lane. All right. What about Bob Hope, The Road to Laughter? Is this a movie? No, it's highlights from Bob Hope's films, and it's not rewound. Never mind. National Geographic video, Eternal Enemies, Lions and Hyenas. We have a lot of National Geographic, and we've only watched a couple of them. They tend to be pretty good. This will give us a taste for them. Lions and Hyenas, Natural Enemies. All right, be right back. And it is kind. Here we go. Wait, that wasn't kind. That was several seconds ahead. That's fine, it gives me time to focus my VCR cam. Which, annoyingly, you have to do manually every time you open OBS. Because it's a Logitech C920. Alright, it was 2 minutes unkind. Here we go. Not only the best webcam, the best camera ever made. Yeah, that's right. We came back from when we went to Japan. We went through customs on entry, and the Japanese customs staff asked us a few questions, and they have like, do I have this intro? Probably, but let's get it again. They had cameras to take your photo, obviously, when you go through customs, and they had, it's like a special like tablet with a camera on it and everything, and you look at it just right. And when we got back to the U.S., we flew into what was it, Chicago O'Hare, I think. We stood in the line to go through American Customs to get back in. And, the American Customs agent asked us a few questions. And then they have a Logitech C920 webcam on this, like, 3D printed stand that, like, the guy holds up to the right height to take your picture. It was very hilarious.
Ourselves and our future. This program is made possible by the people of Chevron. Chevron, giving thought.
Hey, Chevron! We love oil companies. They're the best. Can't think of anything dubious that they've ever done.
Nights in Africa, but escape to the security of our armchairs, we have forgotten the horror, the turmoil of their hidden battlefields, and the secrets of their special magic.
This was
In the moonlight,
1992.
shapes gather to confront each other. Lions to beguile the hyenas.
That was only this came out only 3 years after the Exxon Valdez
To torment.
spill. So Chevron was really taking a victory lap there.
They both arrived at an elephant carcass.
We didn't spill millions of gallons of crude oil
Even those
in the ocean,
lions compete for the rotten flesh.
except for all the times we probably have.
The rivalry reaches far beyond the competition for food. If animals can hate, this is a blood feud of hatred.
Jeez. I don't know if they can hate.
For millennia, these two scavengers and hunters have waged an ancient war against each other. It is often unpleasant to witness, desperately sad and horrifying.
Also, is this tape... How is the volume?
Until now,
This tape is a little quiet
this war has been veiled
at max volume, so I can boost it if I need to.
This is the story of two of Africa's bitter, eternal enemies.
Eternal enemies. Lions and hyenas. This one was sent in by the Bella Bunny. Thank you, Bella Bunny. Powers Booth
Two filmmakers,
is an American character actor.
Bear, have documented an ancient war by getting to know both the lions and the hyenas in one area. These are excerpts from their field notes. The central pride, which we know best, comprises mainly young lionesses and two adult males. Today, one lioness is missing, and something is happening out in the grassland.
Haley says the Wikipedia image for the striped hyena looks like a dog that's been content-aware scaled. This is that photo.
Sometime during the night, hyenas have killed a buffalo. The young lioness is alone, scavenging from their kill. Their tolerance is short-lived. The calls of the hyena assault carry miles across the grassland to a male of the pride who is always eager to confront the hyenas.
I guess
Usually, we think of lions as noble hunters,
the lions don't really...
hyenas as lowly scavengers.
It's not worth the calories to, like,
Often it is the other way around.
kill them. If you can scare them off,
For the young
that's more
lions,
efficient.
whom we have named Matsumi,
You can just get them to back off.
the arrival of the male makes little difference. Males often dominate the kills until they are safe.
Ooh, I bet...
Females to feed only on scraps.
I can imagine that hyenas stink. I bet hyena piss
Matsumi, who has left the pride
stinks also a lot.
Quest.
And I bet hyenas piss.
Methodically, she explores.
I bet they be pissing.
Set out like granite fortresses
Like a lot.
on the fringe of the pride's territory. These hills are landmarks in the northern region of the African country of Botswana. Here, a place called Savuti is famous for its many lion prides and great numbers of hyenas. It is here that the miracle happens.
The miracle of a lion giving birth to a hyena. Hyenry, a piss hyena.
Come of age, they always steal off
Hyenry.
about away from the pride and safe from hyenas.
Soggy the hyena.
3 cubs are born in this safe hideaway. It's surprising to see that their eyes are open, but as yet they cannot see. By instinct, they know what to search for. And very soon they locate by smell the nipples that will feed them for the next year. For that time and longer, the cubs will rely entirely on their mother and the pride. From very early on, there is competition for food among lions.
Those are female presenting lion nipples. Is that okay on Twitch?
Like a reigning queen, this hyena is the most dominant in what we call the Southern clan. She is the female leader, the matriarch. Her status is probably set for life. She keeps her 2 tiny cubs separate from the other mothers and their cubs. One of these cubs should grow up to be the matriarch's successor. As long as their mother is head of the clan, her position will ensure their protection. But now these tiny cubs are probably unaware of their privileged birthright.
They are so tiny. Look how tiny they are. God, what a lazy name. Robina.
Male hyenas are smaller than the females and subordinate to them all. The females dominate the hyena clan system, and a male around the den is an unwelcome threat to cubs and a nuisance to females.
Well, I was thinking of in Mega Man X7, which is possibly the worst Mega Man X game.
In appearance, they are like dogs.
The bosses have
But the myths and legends surrounding
particularly ridiculous English
them, in
names.
fact, they are closer to cats.
And there is a boss called Flame Hyenard.
Strange animal's nearest relative is the mongoose. But in some of their behavior, hyenas are like no other animals on Earth. When the sun beats down on the exposed dens, the adults retreat to the distant shade well within the southern clan's territory. Matsumi is getting to know her new cubs.
I'll be honest, I liked X5 and X6.
All she knows about cubs is drawn from her deep well.
You get like cool armors. So what if you have to like rescue hostages?
One of her strongest instincts now.
X4 was great,
Protect them.
particularly the cutscenes.
Like a princess,
What am I fighting for?
like a child, she is curious about the older cubs. Early observers mistakenly reported that hyenas were hermaphrodites, animals of dual sex. Both males and females have what looks like a penis. At an early age, both males and females try to engage in mock mating.
Oh no.
This behavior has never been recorded before. It is among the many strange things about hyenas that make them one of the most fascinating and least understood creatures.
That is very strange. Listen, it's wildlife footage. I think that's fine.
To join in is too great. But danger stalks the open grassland.
Don't worry, Twitch moderator Lion, we'll take care of this. Wait, they give birth through the pseudopenis?
Matriarch is alerted and storms back to save her cubs. A lioness from the pride is surrounded and attacked. Her usual close companion, Matsumi, is away in the hills with her cubs. But the rest of the pride rushes to her aid. A young male darts in to take on the hyenas.
So it's like reverse sounding
This youngster, on the
with a
verge,
baby hyena.
has already had many violent encounters with hyenas.
This is nature,
Turn
folks.
to something more akin to hatred. Hyenas recognize the transition.
One of them is going to encounter a deadly Egyptian cobra at some point in this tape.
It was a skirmish, not a battle. No blood was spilled. Today. The excited hyena clan gathers around the matriarch. They greet with a peculiar ritual, probably adapted to the dominance of females. This ritual is centered around the development of the mock penis to signal that dominance. The ceremony involves
What a sentence.
licking the genitals. They mark the area where the lions were by leaving a scent on the grass as a signpost. Hyena cubs are like miniature adults, displaying the same behavior patterns as their parents. When the lions appeared, all the cubs bundled into the same den. The matriarch's female cub, whom we now call the princess, finds herself in hostile territory, fighting for her life. When the matriarch returns, the brazen cubs are sent scurrying to their own dens, and the princess is safe.
Come on, don't get moderated. Yes.
We gave the older, larger male the African name Mandevu. The younger, lighter
I guess that works.
by Dumela, he who greets with fire.
Sapphire Becca, you prefer all-wheel drives over hyenas. I guess, yeah, they have better traction on dirt, and they they're a little more cooperative.
Cubs dig away inside the dens, working them into secret chambers that are inaccessible even to adult hyenas. But even down here, they have enemies. And competition among the cubs can play itself out in the most gruesome way. The princess has killed her sister.
Oh.
As soon as they can, hyena cubs will try to kill each other. From the moment of birth, the firstborn or more dominant has an inherent aggressive drive to kill its nearest competitor. It is genetic selection. Hyenas are the only mammals known to carry out this kind of fratricide. Mothers usually don't intervene. The princess is now the probable future matriarch of her clan.
Hyenas are weird, man.
Regal masters of the night wait and watch in the darkness.
They have pseudo-penises, they kill each other
40
for
square
dominance.
territory, or joining to hunt occasionally when away from the females.
What was that video game punch sound effect?
The hyenas know each of these two males by sight and stay
For a
alert.
lion pouncing on prey.
In the hills, young Matsumi knows that it's time to move her cubs. The air around the birthplace is saturated with the unmistakable scent of vulnerable new life. Without the protection of a den like hyenas have, the cubs must frequently be moved.
Finnegan.
It is their first move. Matsumi gently carries them down to another site. Soon, she will introduce them to the pride. As we watch, she drops the cubs off one by one at a shady spot she has selected and returns for the next. The new site is badly chosen.
It's the cobra.
An Egyptian cobra occupies a hole under the same bushes. The cobra is about to shed its skin. A most dangerous time, because even the skin on its eyes peels off, blurring its vision.
Oh no, my eye skin. Oh, I made that a ghost, which is fine.
Attacking both the lioness and her cubs.
Oh no, did the lioness get venomed? I covered it up with accidental ghost.
The cobra's venom has an immediate effect on Matsumi's nervous system.
Oh no.
As we followed her out into the open, she deteriorated rapidly. Behind us, the cubs, only a few weeks old, are already dead.
Ah, nature is brutal, isn't it?
With her sight impaired, she can only sniff at the bodies.
Oof. Yeah, Nat Geo ain't all sunshine and roses, is it? What does this fucking hyena want? Have some respect, you goddamn hyena. Yes, the ghosts never fail to bring up the mood with their horrifying imagery.
Old adversaries are always watching and waiting to slip in from the night.
Bastards! Go to hell. This tape has just made me hate hyenas and snakes. Jesus Christ. Y'all don't want to see this, do you?
A cobra bite. As to the nightmare behind her.
Anyway. Listen. It's nature. It's nature. It's life. But it's not what I want to see right now. It's too early for this. Hey, Noah, how you doing? 5 months? What about? How about it? No, we just watched a lioness and her cubs get... An Egyptian cobra comes up and bites the lion. And so the lion mother is like quickly paralyzed and drooling from her mouth and sadly walking out onto the savannah. And then meanwhile her cubs are dead and hyenas come and rip the cubs apart. It's nature. Nature is metal, isn't it? But like, yeah, it's 10:30 in the morning. Let's find something fun to watch. We do need a night stream, yeah. Kidsongs, fine. Haley92, you win. Kidsongs. Do you have a specific Kidsongs you want to see, or should we roll the dice? Home on the Range? Baby animal songs? Should we do baby animal songs, or is that too soon? Too soon. Too soon. Whiplash. Let's embrace the whiplash. No, oh, it's got the biggles. Never mind. Never mind. The biggles are even worse than baby animals being killed. Good night sleep type is not a morning one either. Oh, look at that! How cute! Oh, that's perfect. Let's how about a day at the circus? A day at the circus? A day at the circus. A day at the circus. That seems great. All right, the circus is. We love the circus. Be right back. Oh, actually, also, I noticed that shortly before the stream started, we had 1,000. Hey, oh my God, it's Gandhi. 1,000 bits from Jace Book. Thank you, Jace, who says, in honor of Steven hitting 200,000 subscribers, I think it's time to celebrate with some more bells and whistles. Cuddle pie. Oh, look at that. It's a trapper keeper of baby animals. Okay, hold on. Let me give Haley fun points, and then we'll run. It's true. Thank you for loving me. Fun points for you. Grant credit. Okay. Okay. I'm going to go get A Day at the Circus, and we're also going to watch, courtesy of Jacebook. Thank you, Jacebook. More bells and whistles. Here we go. It is very Mannheim Steamroller. Also, I finally found the tape. Thank you to Jacebook for that. Now it is time for Kidsongs, music video stories, A Day at the Circus. Let's get some of that fun, nothing is dying Kidsongs energy. I swear to God, if the clown like murders another clown in this one, I would be very disappointed. Kidsongs music video stories includes many fun, happy circus songs. The circus is coming to town, sing the Kidsongs kid as the circus trucks roll in. Then it's a great day of behind-the-scenes fun as the kids watch the circus tent going up and the circus acts rehearsing. There's a juggling lesson to the tune of Polly Wolly Doodle. And some lucky kids put on a happy face and become part of the clown act. Everyone joins in with them for a chorus of If You're Happy and You Know It. Oh my God, the best song ever written. Trained Dalmatians, a brave lion tamer, and a daring young man on the flying trapeze add to the excitement until the grand finale arrives, an old-fashioned circus parade marching around the ring. All right. I swear to God, yeah, it's... That's a rare but very real danger on Golden VCR, that someone taped over something with something very, very objectionable. We're just going to pretend like that can't possibly happen. And I'm just going to have to trust everything that's sent into my P.O. box. That it hasn't been
Viewmaster Video,
tampered with.
A leader in children's entertainment. And Warner Brothers Records, a pioneer in the music video industry, present a Together Again video production of Kidsongs.
This is the Field Artillery March, but that's fine. Moving along.
The lions roar, elephants will dance. Nothing.
Your number's loud and strong. For wherever you go, you will always know that those caissons go rolling along. This seems like very vintage Kidsongs. It is from 1987, was it?
Here they come, they're back in town.
Yeah, 87.
show around, 'cause
The oldest ones we have are from 85 and 86.
there are
This is pre-Biggles.
there's so much to see. Now the circus is coming.
Oh, I love that.
The lions roar, elephants will dance. Nothing could ever be so grand. Don't be left behind. They're starting right on time, 'cause the circus is coming to town. Gotta see it, 'cause the circus is coming to town. Gotta see it. The circus is coming to town. There they go. Hi!
Hi, hey. Any of you kids juggle? No, it's easy.
It just takes a little bit of practice.
Yeah, when I practice, I use oranges or tennis balls or these beanbags.
But when I perform, I use my special friends, Polly, Wally, and Doodle.
Silly clown. That's not an army radio.
Oh, I went down south for to see my Sal play Polly Wolly Doodle all the day. My Sally is a spunky gal, play Polly Wolly Doodle all the day. Oh, Miss Sal, she is a maiden fair, play Polly Wolly Doodle all the day. With laughing eyes and curly hair, play Polly Wolly Doodle all the day.
Oh dear.
Fare thee well, my fairy fae. From Gold, Louisiana, for to see Miss Louisiana sleigh. Polly Wolly Doodle all the day.
I love how all the clowns it can only generate like very. If you ask for a personality, if you're like George Washington, it will just give you a random white man. But if you ask for clown, it's either Bozo, the clown from It, or the Joker. Like exactly spot on.
Chicken roost, play Polly Wolly Doodle all the day. Fare thee well, fare thee well, fare thee well, my fairy fae. For I'm going to Louisiana for to see Miss Louisiana play Polly Wolly Doodle all the day. He sneezed so hard with a whooping cough, play Polly Wolly Doodle all the day. He sneezed his head and his tail right off, play Polly Wolly Doodle all the day.
Hi Trill. You didn't miss.
Fare thee well, my fairy
You missed a cool National Geographic documentary that happened to include
Doodle all the day.
lion cubs dying and being ripped apart by hyenas.
Play Polly Wolly Doodle all the day.
So now we're watching Kidsongs.
While strolling through the park one day, in the merry, merry month of May, I was taken
And again, I don't think this means that we're too sensitive to acknowledge the realities of nature.
He walked along
We just kind of, by and large, don't want to see that kind of thing when we're just waking up and starting our day.
moving his graceful
And that's perfectly fine.
His legs were like the trunks of trees. I hardly came up to his knees. He looked at me again, and I knew he would be
This is a variety of song that we have not seen much of on Kidsongs, where it's original lyrics set to the tune of a well-known song.
about as old as me and you. Maybe soon one
They're just,
day we could
God.
run and play and be friends with the elephant.
God.
He walked along so daintily.
The clown factor in this segment is quickly making this horrifying in its own way.
As graceful as can be. I thought I'd seen a lot of things, from New York to Colorado Springs, from his tail up to his trunk, from the back up to the front. The elephant is so astonishing. This elephant is so astonishing.
Yeah, there's, serious, like, animal welfare issues at play here, but at least the elephants aren't being ripped apart. Or poisoned by snakes.
What do they do? They do all.
It's not to excuse it, it's just less horrifying to watch.
Like to watch? You
Dogs. See, now this I can get behind. The dogs love to run around and do tricks. Spatsy. Spatsy again. Okay, let me try something else here. Sunny spot, of course.
Wow, it really must be great to be a clown. And your makeup's so neat. I love your costume. I'd love to be a clown.
How would you kids like to try it for a day?
Clowny?
Gray skies are gonna clear up.
Put on a clowny face.
Brush off the clouds and cheer up. Put on a happy face. Take
No hyenas are killing anything right now.
not your style. You'll look so good that you'll be glad you decided to smile. Pick out a pleasant outlook. Stick out that noble chin. Wipe off that full of doubt look. Slap on a happy grin.
We did not get a lyric sheet with this cassette.
All over the place. Just put on a happy face. Put on a happy face.
There are yet more songs on the back of the box here that are instrumental. They got entry of the Gladiators on here, so I'm curious if they're gonna add lyrics to that. We got Saber Dance without lyrics.
Take out a pleasant outlook. Stick out that noble chin. Wipe off that full of doubt look. Slap on a happy grin. Spread sunshine all over the place. Just put on a happy. Put on.
I was doing some testing yesterday, and I was using Peter Gabriel's CV just to have something to play in the VCR.
Excuse me, sir.
And some of these songs
Excuse me.
are now like stuck in my head. It made me appreciate Peter Gabriel more.
Well, thank you.
When I grow up,
I Don't Remember and Big Time and Sledgehammer.
To be a ringmaster today.
What do you mean?
Dress rehearsal is about to start, and I just happen to have an outfit I think will fit you. And if you can dance, I can teach you the routine.
I can dance.
So the VOD, the Peter Gabriel is all fine. Surprisingly, the let's see, there was one song that was in, what was it? One of the like 60s licensed songs that was in Hockey Bloops got blocked. And then basically the entirety of Smoky Mountain Hymns got blocked. Which is odd because I think the first Smoky Mountain Hymns we watched was fine. But it also... What the hell is this song, by the way? It was just like one small segment of the Hockey Bloops. This is the Ringmaster song. It must be an original Kidsongs song. Honestly, not as bad as other original Kidsongs numbers. Although I'm not paying attention to the lyrics, and I think that helps. Okay, yeah, it's much worse when you listen.
Look at me, doing my best. There's no time for taking a rest. The ringmaster's in charge, just look at me. Won't you look at me?
Some music is much improved by actually listening to it and tuning in and paying attention to it. Some music is better not listened to. It's much more pleasant when you just kind of let it be in the background. Young man on the flying trapeze.
His movements are graceful, he tries hard to please. I know that he must be the best. He floats through
The air with the fern.
He flies without wings, at least that's what I've heard. He flips and he flies high above you and I wonder when he will come down.
These are very... They have modified these lyrics a lot.
He catches the bar in only one hand. He must be the bravest in all of the land. He flips and he turns. Oh, where did he learn to fly the way that...
The original song is sung from the perspective of a girl who has been spurned by the man on the flying trapeze. Or I guess, yeah.
In the great steel arena.
Oh my god. It's...
Fearlessly facing 15 ferocious felines, including Royal...
Jace Book, 1,000 bits. Fun fact, did you know there was a tape series dedicated to all things that Kates love? It's called Kidsongs. There was only one song produced, called Don't Give Up. Okay. Excuse me.
The lion is the king of beasts. Look at
We're doing Don't Give Up, are we?
rough and tough when the lion
It's gonna have to be
across the land.
the one where they're not hugging,
They're so
because the tape has been rewound, and that's the one that's near the beginning.
He's the lion tamer. They all do what he says. They jump through hoops and they jump through fire. He's always in command. He's the lion tamer.
Okay, if you want the hugging version, I can rewind like 35 minutes in, and we can watch that. Or fast forward. It'll just take a couple minutes. We can contemplate what else to watch while we're doing that. I have a tape rewinder, but not a tape fast forwarder. Okay.
The lion tamer. They all do what he says. They jump through hoops and they jump through fire. He's always in command. He's the lion tamer.
This is a bad song, but I love this lion, man.
He's the lion tamer.
Hiya, David.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your funny bones because here come those.
Oh, the Tiger King guy?
Colleen and the.
I don't know anything about Tiger King. I did not follow him at all. Was he an actual circus performer?
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
Eh.
If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, pull your ear. If you're happy and you know it, pull your ear. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, pull your ear. If you're happy and you know it, raise your hand. If you're happy and you know it, raise your hand. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, raise your hand. If you're happy and you know it, make a smile. If you're happy and you know it, make a smile. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, make a smile. If you're happy and you know it, raise your hand. If you're happy and you know it, pull your ear. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
Why do we teach children this kind of toxic positivity from such an early age?
We now take great pride in presenting.
There are more emotions besides happy, and it's okay to have them, children.
Join us as we take you back to the turn of the century and an authentic circus street parade.
Oh good, it's Entry of the Gladiators, which we can't possibly add lyrics to. God, look how empty those stands are. Yay.
And now, an alarming display of jungle détente as natural enemies are brought together as Ted Pope presents Joe the Elephant and Leon the Lion.
Ted Pope is his name. Oh no, why is there always a reprise of the worst song? A 1,000 bits from Seemingly Just, thank you. How about something we've only listened to like once before? Let's see. Oh, Ted Poke. I don't know if Steam qualifies. Let's see. What do I have here? Oh, I have some stuff.
behind. They're starting right on time, 'cause the circus is coming to town. Gotta see it, 'cause the circus is coming to town. Gotta see it, the circus is coming to town.
Hooray.
Collect all 9 music video stories like What I Want to Be,
How quaint, only 9.
Wonderful World of Sports, A Day with the Animals,
This is the original series.
Out America, Cars, Boats, Trains, and Planes, I'd Like to Teach the World to Sing, and Good Night.
Oh, Mr. World, how we miss you.
A Day at the Circus, Old MacDonald, and A Day at Old MacDonald's Farm. Winner of Best Kids Live Action Video of the Year.
Really? Really? I hate to break it to you. Haley 92 has already blessed us with pretty much the full Kidsongs collection, I think. It may take a while to get through, but you gotta admit, there's a lot of depth. There's the original stuff with like weird clown and Mr. World, all the way up to like the Biggles.
Along with some of your favorite friends in A Day with the Animals.
All right, let's let me figure out a few things.
Pretend you're a firefighter with What I Want to Be.
Saving all the buildings when a fire has struck. I wanna be a fireman, doing all I can. That's what I wanna be when I grow up to be a man. Woman!
Woman! I can't believe that's in there. Okay, hold on. I'm just queuing up a few things here.
Collect all 9 Kidsong videos.
These are for Jess.
Different and full of fun.
And that'll let us pop the Peter Gabriel tape in the VCR and fast forward it for Facebook while we're watching this small assortment of clips brought to you by Seemingly Jess. Let's see, what else do we have here? Yeah, sure. This one too. Okay, so here we go. We had 1,000 bits for Seemingly Jess. How about something we've only listened to like once before? Here are a few clips, some of them songs, some of them not, to hopefully scratch that itch. And I'll get Peter Gabriel going here. We've heard this before. It's very good. It's got some good sax. That synth bass too is very good. It's got that like NBA Jam kind of vibe to it. Or maybe actual bass. I don't actually know. This is the credit song from the monkey tape, the cuddly monkey tape, the huggable monkey tape. Oh yeah, Zach the V actor.
That's what I wanna be when I grow up to be a man. Woman!
Ah, sorry, the audio cuts out.
And subdue it. See, God was hinting to Adam that in a perfect society, there are going to be some things get out of. So subdue it. Put it down. What he was saying was, snake coming.
Oh no, snake coming.
Subdue it. Put it down. Snake.
Bad timing on snake coming. Okay, those were just to kill time while I fast forward the Peter Gabriel tape. Oof, boy. Let's see, and we've still got a little bit to go on that. Let's just all of these things. Let's just watch them. Oh yeah, this was a cool intro. We're just watching graphics real quick. Okay. Sorry, this is a mess. Let me get rid of these, and we're ready. I think, almost. Yeah, Red Rain. Anyway, what tape are we watching next, people? We got some stuff. That was a good Kidsongs, wasn't it? Richard Scarry? Richard Scarry. I mean, okay, I guess I owe you two fun ones. Let's do the most favorited Richard Scarry, which is the one we've had for a while, which is Richard Scarry's Best Learning Songs video ever. It's highly anticipated. Yeah, we'll get to something. Trains. Okay, here we go. Thank you to J-Spook for the 1,000 bits for Kidsongs. This is going to be Kidsongs. How long is Richard Scarry? Oh, this Richard Scarry tape is only 30 minutes. That's good. And then we'll do trains for Bella Bunny and anyone else who wants trains. Hunter from Wild, there was a circus elephant named Tuffy who became famous in West Germany in 1950 because she accidentally fell from the Wuppertal Schwebebahn into the river underneath. Oh, I'm glad she was okay.
I've changed.
I feel like this song and video would be improved if we played it at double speed, so they just like circle faster.
Don't give up. I know you can make it good.
Though I saw it all around, never thought that I could be a faintant. Thought that we'd be last to go. It is so strange the way things turn. Drove the night toward my home, the place that I was born, on the lakeside. As daylight broke, I saw the earth, the trees had burned down to the ground.
Don't give up. You still have us. Don't give up. We don't need much of anything. Don't give up. 'Cause
As far as train tapes post Richard Scarry, we've got Scenic Rail Journeys of the Americas box set, which we've watched one of. There's two more. The Canadian Rockies and the Adirondack, or the Copper Canyon and the Coast Starlight. Oh, that's right, the Eclipse.
don't give up. Please don't give up.
Got to walk out of here. I can't take anymore. Gonna stand on that bridge. Keep my eyes down below. Whatever may come and whatever may go.
It's so weird to see Peter Gabriel with hair.
Rivers flowing. Moved on to
This is Peter Gabriel in 2023.
tried hard to settle down for every job.
He's got his hair switched places.
So many men no one needs.
Yeah, he is an old man now. And still, well, he's 74. He's doing, still doing music and stuff.
Don't give up. You're not the only one.
It's just so strange that this was only 1986. That's like, this is like 14 years ago, and he lost all that hair.
Don't give up. You still have us. Don't give up now. We're proud of who you are. Don't give up. You know it's never easy. Don't give up, 'cause I believe there's a place where we belong.
Oh, okay. No, we're not old. Well, we are old, but... Oh, to be old. To be in my mid-30s, where I feel both very, very old and very, very young still. It's an odd feeling. Okay, cool. Thank you to Facebook. We're going to stop that tape. Peter Gabriel CV. And yes, indeed, we're going to watch Richard Scarry's Best Learning Songs video ever. Yes, it is 2 songs for children back-to-back tapes. But I still need a little bit more of a palate cleanser. I'll be right back. Okay, hi. I found it. I'm going to tell you something, folks. We have too many tapes. It's getting harder and harder to find things. Let's see. Something just made a sound. Ah. It's this. It's one of these. Flippy, flippy, flippy. This should be fine. I'm just going to remove this cover. Because... Oh, no, that's caught on a spring. Okay. Yeah. So it needs to be able to, like... If there is... Okay. There we go. The spring is on the floor. This is now our Richard Scarry tape. This should work fine. What you don't want is to have the flipper get like mechanically stuck in there. Okay, here we go. It's Richard Scarry time. Let's do it. Carefully. Oh, hell yeah. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Richard. Random house video. Excellent. I can't rewind it enough to get the full thing, I think. Yeah, for some reason the print, like the tape starts in the middle of this intro graphic, so that's fine. Tape B, a broken tape.
Richard Scarry's best learning songs video ever.
All right, this should hopefully be chill.
Welcome to Busy Town. Today's a very special day in Busy Town. Let's see where everyone is going. Huckle and his friends are putting on a show in his backyard.
Here's your ticket. Thank you, Huckle. Step right in.
Thank you.
This is going to be so much fun.
Are they not paying for the tickets? What about the capitalism?
Excuse me. Let's see. I think these are our seats.
Yeah, thank you, Bella. Thank you so much for making that spreadsheet. That's a great idea and definitely helpful to have the information like
About things we know how to do.
already typed out.
Very glad that you have come. So welcome, welcome everyone.
Hey!
Banana!
Who did that?
Psst. Slowly open the curtain. My name is Oli. How do you do? I'd like to sing a song for you. The song that I would like to sing is about the shape of everything.
That's our boy.
I don't remember the owl characters in Richard Scarry.
Shapes all around, so many shapes in Busy Town. If we look, then we can find lots of shapes of every kind.
Shapes. It's true.
For a square can be most anywhere. It has four sides, they're all the same. Now are you ready for our game? Now find find all the squares. That's right. There's one.
Oh my god, that is a square. Oh my god, there are so many squares. The squares are all around us. It's a conspiracy.
A circle is a lovely thing, round and round just like a ring.
The flag of Japan.
A button like a plate. I think circles are just great. Now look for the circles.
Ah, it's Lily Worm.
I'll bet you found all the circles. There's one. And there's
The tire. The tire. Yes!
And there's
Fucking tire.
another one.
Told you. Told you it was gonna be the tire.
Triangles are hard to hide. They're the shapes that have three sides. You can find them here and there. Triangles are everywhere. Look for the triangles.
In video games, everything is made of triangles. Literally everything.
Look, there's one.
Wiggle worm.
There's a triangle.
Oh, he's cute.
And did you find that one?
Hey, 2-month reset from Mayo. Hello. Thank you for the triangle.
Everywhere.
It's even red.
Circle, triangle, and square. We looked and then we found so many shapes in busy town.
Banana.
What's that shape?
Banana.
Hey,
Wait, how did you all predict banana?
Oh, excuse
Am confused about shapes?
Pardonnez-moi.
My name is Hilda, and I get to sing about the alphabet.
Triangles are the strongest shape.
Each letter, A to Z. And you can sing along with me.
Triangle can poke all other shapes.
A, B, C, D.
Give me steam. Give me steam. Give me steam.
U, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z.
Give me steam, and what you feel can make it real. Please give me steam. Praise. Steam, steam, praise steam.
Now I'll sing another song. That's all about each letter. And maybe you can sing it too, when you have learned it better.
Golden VCR is very confusing. There is a definite angle of media preservation,
Is for bed
but then we also butcher everything by putting Peter Gabriel on top of it.
on your head. D is for daisy, E is for eye, F is for fish you can catch if you try. G is for goose, H is for hat, I is for ice cream, I really like that. J is for jump rope, K is for kite.
I like that this is moving at a good clip for an alphabet song, as opposed to like rapping with Duncan, the dinosaur, where the alphabet song took 25 minutes.
N is for nest in a tree in the pond.
M is for mother bird. Oh, no. Oh, shit. M comes before N.
Pie that I like very much. Q is for queen who invites you to tea. R is a rainbow. That's lovely.
Oh, God. Yeah, the animal ABCs was a rough one.
Sailboat. T is for tide. U is the umbrella that keeps you dry. V is for van. W for wheel.
Circle. That's a circle.
Bone played by a seal. Y is for yo-yo, yellow and blue. Z is for zebra that lives in the
Good job, little girl. Go away.
Encore!
I'm Alex. I'm Anne. We're sister and brother. When I like one thing, I like the other. They call us the opposite twins. It's true. We'll sing.
You say to one of them, you want ice cream cone?
We'll sing a song of opposites, and soon you all will see. Whenever things are opposite, they're different as can be. My room is always messy, and mine is always neat. My favorite foods are sour, and mine are always
Rudy. A circle.
I love the summer when it's hot. I love winter's cold. My favorite toy is bright and new, and mine is very old. My favorite time is morning. I like it when it's night. I love it when it's really dark. I'm happy when it's light. I love it in the country. I'd rather live in town. I hung my picture right side up, but mine is upside down.
Okay, hey. Wow, thank you, Arceus, for the 1,000 bits.
Opposites, and now we all love
I had to, but give me Steam.
things are opposite, they're different as can be.
I will give you Steam.
Things are opposite, they're different as
Speaking of ruining things with Peter Gabriel. But we're ruining every stream with Peter Gabriel.
My name is Freddie, and I love to count. I know how to count things in any amount. I'll sing you a song about how it is done.
It's true.
From 1 up to 10, and from 10 down to 1. I love to count, I love to count. It's as simple as 1, 2, 3. I love to count, I love to count. We'll have fun if you count with me. One ball bouncing down the hill. 1. 2 birds catch it in their bills. 2. 3 small planes fly in the sky. 3. 4 white clouds go drifting by. 4.
Oh, galactic steam. I love it.
Chimneys up on top. 5.
Some of these songs are a little tedious, but it's cute, and the animation is well done. And even though I didn't see this exact tape when I was a kid, it's nostalgic.
7. 8 drummers drum along.
What the hell?
9 ball players running by.
It was just Thomas.
9. 10 bananas hang up high. 10.
10 is the highest number. Oh my god, it's bananas.
Bananas!
Uh-oh. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I love to count, I love to count.
Oh man, I really want to see the gritty reboot of The Count from Sesame Street.
Song is done.
Oh my god, it's a Peter. Oh, the legs. Oh, the legs and the mystery rainbow fluid spilling out from his undercarriage. I don't like that. Give me legs! Give me legs! I need more legs! I have an insatiable appetite for legs! I can never have too many legs!
Ladies and gentlemen, we seem to be having a little trouble. Please be patient. We will go on with our show in a few minutes. Thank you.
is the intermission.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to begin our show. Again.
Hi, Mommy.
Hi, Lily.
I'm Lily. Here's a song I know about the places that we go.
Over, under.
Oh. Over, under, up and down. In and out and round and round. Up and down.
Somehow that made it cuter.
Watch how they go up and down. Now they're up, now they're down on a summer day. In and out, in and out. Watch how she goes in and out. Now she's in, now she's out on a summer day. Round and round, round and round. Watch how they go round and round. Now they're going all around on a summer day. Through and through, through and through. Watch how they go through and through.
Do we have a bingo winner? And is it Toast Grandchild?
Now they're going right straight through on a summer day.
Congratulations on winning bingo.
Watch how they
Points to you.
go over and under. Now he's over and she's under
Banana.
on a summer day.
I love to sneak away to my secret banana hiding spot to eat my bananas. And first I toast them.
Go in between.
We're learning a lot of prepositions here, aren't we?
In between.
Love prepositions.
Summer day. On a summer day.
My name is Huckle, and I'm here to play a game and sing a song. It's all about
I think the banana guy is an adult.
and you can sing and play along.
Will asks, is he a child or an adult? Because if he's an adult, it's a little weird.
If you're happy
And,
clap your hands.
yeah, I think he was like one of the old drunk men that fixed the theme park in that one episode.
If you're happy and
Spider Peter Gabriel. Oh, it did interpret it as Spider-Man. Peter Gabriel.
If you're sad and you know it, say boo-hoo. If you're sad,
Oh, look, acknowledging a range of emotions.
if you're sad and you know it, and you really want to show it. If you're sad and you know it, say boo-hoo. If you're angry and you know it, stamp your feet. If you're angry and you know it, stamp your feet. If you're angry and you know it,
Banana.
and you really want to show it.
Yeah, this guy is a menace.
Know it, stamp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it,
Not banana.
and you really want
Spidey Rick. Why is he Rick?
Ursula, it's your turn.
Oh! My song is all about the body. Whoops. And you can play this game. Point to every different part when we sing its name.
Definitely not a banana. Do not trust it.
Head and shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes.
Berry the blueberry. Not a banana. Definitely a blueberry.
Now everybody sing and play along.
Head and shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head and shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Eyes and ears and mouth and nose. Head and shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes.
Hi, my name is Rhonda. As you listen to my
Oh
song,
no.
look for the thing that's different. Which one does not belong?
Oh, I'm so glad it's giving you that good hit of nostalgia, Zelda Master.
Look carefully, that's how we play this game. One is different, can you see which one
Quentelman.
is the same? Look carefully at three boats sailing by. One is different from the rest, can you tell me why? Can you tell which one is different? It's me, over here. My boat is different. It's the little one. I'll bet you knew it all along.
What if it was just farther away?
Look carefully. One bike has something wrong. One is different. Can you guess which bike does not belong? Do you know which one it is?
Couldn't tell you.
Did you find the bike with the square wheels? Then you were right. Look carefully. Animals on the range. Three of them belong here, but one is very strange. Which one is different? That's right, it's the elephant. Look carefully. Birthday cakes are fun. One of them is different. Can you tell which one? Can you tell which one is different? The cake with only one candle is different. Make a wish and blow it out. Look
Banana.
at fruit all in a row. All of them are yummy, but one just does not go.
Banana!
That's right. It was the banana.
He really just wanders around
Time for us
stealing and eating bananas.
Bananas gorilla.
Bananas, gorilla, we like you a lot.
But manners are something you just haven't got.
Wait, he's a gorilla?
Please learn some manners, bananas. Please learn those nice things to say. Please learn some manners, bananas. And we'll have a much nicer day. If you said please, it would be nice. You wouldn't have to ask me twice.
Please?
Say thank you. That's what you should do when someone has been nice to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Share with me, I'll share with you, 'cause sharing is the thing to do.
Okay, this is the Richard Scarry website.
Thank you, Banana.
Bananas Gorilla is just crazy about bananas. He just can't help it and sometimes gets into a bit of trouble when he forgets to pay for them before taking them. But there isn't a grain of malice in bananas. He is learning.
You learned some manners, bananas, and we had a much nicer day.
Today we sang some songs for you about things we know how to do. But now it's time to end our show. Here's one more song before we go.
Encore.
Singing and dancing and laughing and growing, as every day we learn something new. Helping and working and playing and knowing, we're proud of ourselves and proud of you too. Singing and dancing and laughing and growing, we put on a show and have lots of fun. But now is the time that we must be going. Thank you for coming. Goodbye, everyone.
The end.
Oh yeah, stand back is 300, mostly because it's so loud. Yay! We did it. This was cute. And only 25 minutes. I wonder what's coming next, Marcus. I do not know when it will strike. 25 minutes was, like, as a 35-year-old man, despite my nostalgia, I think 25 minutes is a good Richard Scarry duration for me. The 48-minute compilations of 5 different cartoons are get to feel a little long in the tooth, but they're still good. They're still worth watching. Oh. Wow, Richard Scarry started making these characters in 1968?
You can visit all your friends from Busytown anytime with Richard Scarry's best videos ever. In Richard Scarry's best ABC video ever, Huckle and his friends are having a special day at school.
Now, is everyone ready for Alphabet Day?
Yes, Miss Honey.
Today, we're going to learn the whole alphabet from A to Z.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L,
Yeah, the art style looks older and much more like the old Richard Scarry books.
W, X, Y, and
Z.
Now I've sung my ABCs. Next time, won't you sing with me?
Well, why do we even need the tape?
Good children.
We got the song.
All sing beautifully.
In Richard Scarry's best counting video ever, it's Lily Bunny's counting day.
Come along and count with me, 'cause it's a counting day. We'll take a walk and count the things we pass along the way. Tra-la-la, 1, 2, 3, won't you come and count with me?
Lily counts all the way from 1
Me, there's only one of me. I am 1.
to 20.
20 carrots. I did it. I counted all the way to 20.
Wait, that's... Oh yeah, that is 20 carats. Whoops.
In Richard Scarry's best busy people video ever,
I was like, that's 5 times 4. That's 10.
about what people do each day.
As you can see, there are a lot.
Man, okay, now this is what I remember. The Richard Scarry books that are just like little drawings labeled with different, with occupations or like different things
That's what
around the town.
when I grow up, a firefighter.
Yeah, the books were great.
Firefighter Ralph is checking all the firefighting equipment.
Woman.
He has to make sure it will work right if there's a fire.
Firefighter. Starter.
Busy people working hard all over town. Busy when the sun comes up, busy when the sun goes down.
In Richard Scarry's best learning songs video ever, Huckle and his friends.
So many superlatives.
Backyard.
Here's your ticket. Thank you, Huckle.
They're singing songs about shapes.
Shapes, shapes all around. So many shapes in busy town. If we look, then we can find lots of shapes of every kind.
Letters.
A is for apple.
Oh, we have to preview all of the songs, do we?
C is a crown that you wear on your head.
Numbers.
3 small planes fly in the sky. 3. 4 white clouds go drifting by. 4.
And much more.
Singing and dancing and laughing and growing. We put on a show and have lots of fun. But now is the time that we
Sorry, I wanted to watch the promos.
thank you for coming. Goodbye.
Lily Worm and the mice aren't even singing. Their mouths aren't moving.
Richard Scarry's best videos ever. Available only from Random House Home Video.
I can't wait. I forget what the company is called, but the one where the logo is like, is it High Top Video, where it's like shoelaces, and the intro like laces up the shoes. All of the Snoopy tapes I watched when I was very, very young were distributed by that company. So that intro will bring me back. Hooray! That was Richard Scarry's best learning songs video ever. That one was sent in by Brad. Thank you, Brad. And now I know I promised trains, and we will get to trains, but it's time for yet another tape that's been on my shelf too long. Oh, and I gotta fix this real quick. Let's just slot this in here. Yep, did it. That works. Great. And the Steam. That's right, we have Steam. Okay. Well, let me titillate your senses and arouse your suspicions by reading the description of this tape, and then we'll watch Steam, and then we'll see how much of this we can stand. I won't. This is Promise Keepers Break Down the Walls post-conference highlight video from Chicago, Illinois, June 1996. The 1996 Promise Keepers conference season has witnessed hundreds of thousands of men at stadium sites around the country celebrating their Savior, Jesus Christ. It is our hope that you found new refreshment, strength, and commitment in your faith at the conference. To help you remember the experience and to encourage you to honor your promises on a daily basis, Promise Keepers is providing this video as a gift of appreciation for your prayers and participation in this work of God. In this video, you'll find highlights of speakers' most impacting messages and of special times of worship. Also included are principles of biblical reconciliation, the video portion of the Next Step Kit, which provides helpful tips for starting a small group, and various other resources. Let's watch Steam. Thank you to... It was Arceus with 1,000 bits for Steam. I won't make you wait until after Promise Keepers. You can have Steam. And here we go. We do need Swift to come to show up now. Hey, thank you, Bella. It really is a crapshoot, like getting the timing right with the stream delay and everything. Which makes it all the more impressive that J-Spook got it on perfectly on point that one time. This tape was sent to Barry in Illinois. With a return envelope. This brochure of other tapes you can buy. It's called Promise Keepers, Men of Integrity. And you can buy tapes of, like, individual men's different promises? Whatever that means. I'm just really curious about this because it's a Christian. It's vaguely ominous, and it's for men. Dear brother, as you requested, here is your 1996 conference highlights video. Several people you know may also be interested in watching this video. Your wife, a work associate, a son, or brother might be curious about the conference. And then it goes on to ask for money. You need to know that stadium fees alone do not meet all our financial obligations to men. This year, over $10.7 million must be raised to support our work internationally, to support ministry outreach in cities, and to provide financial aid assistance at conferences. I appreciate and support the ministry of Promise Keepers. Here are the ways I believe our relationship can be strengthened. You can commit to praying for them. You can get additional tape information. You can enclose a check. And it's kind of interesting to me. It says, I agree that my commitment today will not alter my support of my local church. There's like, they got a non-compete clause with your church. Spoilers, fella. Spoilers. They oppose same-sex marriage, champion chastity and marital fidelity, and the man is being the head of the household. Well, is that... How surprised am I? Anyway, this tape has been on the shelf for a long time, and we're going to watch it right now. Peter Gabriel, Ghost. Promise Keepers, Men of Integrity, Break Down the Walls. We will see. I'm giving it at least 10 minutes. Boom. Post-conference highlight video.
Gentlemen, Welcome to Promise Keepers 96.
Break down the walls of the trumpets and the prayer hands. You gotta admit, this is better than the ones we put in, and it's just like static camcorder footage of a church sanctuary. Not better in like a spiritually better, just more interesting to watch. What a sausage fest, this men's conference.
You see 65,000 plus men singing at the top of their lungs in worship of God is fantastic.
Many of you are in the stadium and you feel far.
God, Bella.
Brought up in a church, whether Protestant or Catholic or some other church. But in your heart you feel, I am so far from God. There isn't a chance that God will take me back. But listen, tonight in Chicago, God says to you, come home, come back. I want you to be reconciled to me. The Lord says to you, listen, before I formed you in your mother's womb, I already knew you. I knew all about you. Every one of us men, we choose from our youth to often deny God. We are enemies of God by our unbelief. You may say to me, Luis, it's true. I've sinned against God. I've been unfaithful in my family. I haven't taught my kids the Word of God. What can I do? And you know what the answer is? You
Mail us a check.
really, but Christ has done it all on the cross of Calvary. Christ has done it all. Yes, thank God for that. God took the initiative.
Yeah, this is a huge event.
Jesus Christ, when he died on the cross, settled
This
it
is
all.
so many men.
Get up out of your seat right now and come as fast as you can and stand here in the presence of God and say, Lord Jesus, I want to be reconciled with God. I receive you into my heart. Tonight is my night. Oh God, come into my life.
I would not want to be in a crowd this big.
God spoke to your heart. This is your night. Come and confess Jesus Christ.
Especially if it's all men. Like, I am a man. I am a traditionally masculine presenting man. But there's still, it's not like I would feel unsafe, but there's just something weird about 10,000 men and only men that I don't want to be around. Show the way from the earth to the cross. Something done there. What is this? Oh my God. Is that Marty Hogan? Or Rich Mullins or something. We had to sing that at like the cool Catholic service for the kids.
Are bold as lions. You see, men, the wicked are not fleeing. The wicked are strutting. The question is, where are the righteous? What are God's conditions to restore the righteous? To put the righteous back where they belong?
You are a lion. You are a strong good boy.
I suggest you
That message resonates with me, I gotta tell you.
one,
We all just want to be told that we're good boys.
and number two, to love our neighbors as ourselves. Everything you read that Jesus said, just use it as a backdrop.
Stop. I'm a lion. I love God. Give me money.
If you do that, you'll see the scriptures jump out of the pages at you, and you'll see that Jesus has given us a plan.
What did they do to get all these men into this stadium? Oh, thank you. What did they do? How did they convince them to sit through all this?
High grades with his God, high grades with his wife, high grades with his friends, and high grades across colors. A real man can cross more than one color. He can cross two colors. That's a real man. That's how you know whether you are a real man of God. Oh, I love you, Lord.
Sorry, mullet guy. It's just so strange. This is a good time to reiterate that we here at Golden VCR are not anti-religion.
Last night was great, and there are people cheering.
But this is culturally very weird to me, from my cultural perspective.
Are there walls in your life right now between you and God?
Become God's husband, but not in a gay way.
If you're going to become a man after God's own heart, by which only breaking through those walls can you really run the race that God has set before you. Being a man after God's own heart is being a man who comes out of God's own heart. It is divine.
Okay, calm down, fella.
Saturation and divine motivation, as Paul says in Romans 11, all things, including the victorious Christian life, all things are from him and through him and to him be all the glory. The secret to becoming a man after God's own heart, that secret is in God's heart. 10,000 years from now, these three principles will still be in operation.
I think this might be a good time for me to leave for 30 minutes to make myself a meal and just let this run. I think this would be great timing.
With even more of his glory, because he is inexhaustible, and we will continue to be men not only of humility and brokenness, but men of worship and praise. And 10,000 years from now, he'll still be motivating us to go hard after him for even more.
Go hard after God.
And so we will continue to be men of spirit.
I can cross two colors. I have high grades with my wife.
10,000 years from now, then maybe this is the best time of all to just get started. This is the life that's ahead of us forever.
Could we just get a highlights reel of the musical performances, please? I have high grades with my dog. Billy Gaines. Is my question, one of many, is concessions open? Like, where are these men able to leave and get a hot dog? Because I would be very disappointed if I was in a packed stadium and I could not get a hot dog and a beer. Do we see any hot dogs in the crowd?
Therefore, shall a man leave.
All right, we gotta watch this part. I'm sorry.
And shall cleave unto his wife, and they should be one flesh. Out of this scripture, I get this title: your wife is not your mama. You see, you might say, she doesn't cook like my mama, she doesn't clean house like your mama. Why? Because she ain't your mama. Even though Adam had authority over the whole earth, he never handled the garden responsibly. God wants you to blow your wife's mind. God wants you to get ready to be that man of God that's never been seen before.
Oh Lord, our Lord, how excellent is your name in all the
Fucking Marty Coates. Marty Goetz has been called a modern-day psalmist. His songs are scriptures beautifully set to music, leaving listeners spiritually moved and inspired. Listen, I said I'd give it at least 10 minutes.
Do you want to display the evidence that your heart is turned toward your children? Do you want to display evidence, son, that your heart is turned toward your father? Say the words. Today, say the words. I love you. Walk up to him. Feel stupid. Look stupid. Grab him. Say, I love you. Then run if you want.
Listen, fathers should tell their sons that they love them is not actually that bad of advice.
You can do to increase the relationship you have with your children. The greatest thing you can do to increase and strengthen the relationship you have, children, with your fathers is to enhance and enrich the relationship you have with God. Don't ever tell me that God can't change families through the heart of a teenager. He can change anyone's family. He can change anyone's heart if you'll let him.
Awesome, just being in the presence of God.
The first thing we got to do is get serious about prayer.
Embracing diversity in 1996, hell yeah.
Praying people. Racial prejudice is a spiritual stronghold, and it's an arena of thought not captive to Jesus Christ. We each have to deal with our own heart. Forgiveness, you see, has to be just unilateral, comes from us. We just unconditionally forgive the way Jesus
All right.
did. God is greater. All the time.
All the time. God is good all the time. Y'all remember that chant? Okay, I'm starting a 3-minute poll. Vote yes if you want the tape to end when the poll ends. Vote no if you want just a little bit more of this.
It's because we have decided not to live godly, righteous, holy lives. Some of us need a refreshing spiritual handicap that will keep us held to God. Don't despise.
See, there are a lot of people that want to keep watching this for a little bit more.
Guys, we need biblical authenticity in our lives.
You need to feel God's tongue.
We need to be genuine. We need to work on erasing the line between what we say and what we do. Fellas, sin is not cute. Sin put the Savior on the cross. If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray, seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven, forgive their sin and heal their lands. Guys, are you willing to pay the price? Guys, I leave you today by saying, charge. Meet God's requirement and be a candidate for renewal. God bless you.
How long was this event? There's too much stuff in here. Ooh, photo montage. Yeah, we don't actually know how long this tape is. It could only be 20 minutes, in which case we may as well just power through. Women are not allowed. The moon. Look, given the recent development that this may be very close to the end of the tape, I'm going to assume that a lot of you who voted yes, end it, would, in your heart, change your vote. It's 19-17. That's so close. If just one of you searched your heart
in Chicago, Illinois,
and changed your vote.
We were challenged to break down the walls and to understand what it means to be a promise keeper. It starts with being reconciled to God.
I still don't know what it means to be a promise
to our
keeper.
brothers. To help us apply biblical reconciliation in our lives, here are some key principles as we continue breaking down the walls.
We just got to get the key principles now.
With reconciliation, you start where God started. He sent his son, Jesus Christ, to live a sinless life.
Sacrifice your son.
Die a sacrificial death.
You need to have a son.
So that we might be reconciled to God. How do we appropriate that? Through a committed relationship with Jesus Christ. That's where reconciliation starts. To develop a relationship with somebody who's racially different from you. And you make that commitment to live that out.
When John and I first began to see each other on a regular basis, I felt that God was beginning to poke me in a gentle way, and I began to recognize that I wasn't reconciled myself. I needed to take a very, very firm step and to initiate a relationship with a man from a different cultural background.
His intention was, I want to get to know John in the sense of not only being...
See, I'm from an Italian family, and he's from a Polish family.
But also in terms of his experiences as a Hispanic man.
When I first came to Chicago, I was petrified to even be in a black community. I didn't understand it, and I had a lot of stereotypes in my mind.
I have never in my life before, had a close relationship with a white man, period. 2 years ago, it would be impossible for me to do this.
We moved away from our comfort zone and reached out to one another. There wasn't any rules. It wasn't like we were following an outline, and we stuck with it.
In other words, like a marriage, divorce, not an option. Commitment to relationship says we will persevere when conflict comes and resolve the conflict. Commitment to relationship is the foundation to reconciliation. Intentionality is the locomotive. It is the locomotive that drives the train.
All right,
Let me give you the definition.
I made another poll.
It is the purposeful, positive, and planned.
I will respect the results of this poll.
The thing about our brother Bruce is that he wrote, he called, he wrote, he called, he wrote, and he called.
The third principle is the principle of sincerity.
Sincerity is the willingness to be vulnerable, including the self-disclosure of what I feel, what I think, what I perceive,
with the goal of resolution and building trust. One of the greatest areas of difficulty across racial lines is this area of trust. We don't trust each other. The key words in sincerity are trust and transparency.
Why should John or any other Hispanic trust me? What kind of a commitment have I made, to show him that I'm worthy of his trust?
Because I've had a lot of broken promises given to me in my experiences. I've had a lot of people tell me they were going to do something, or they would affirm me.
I'm finding this legitimately fascinating in like a,
But Michael has developed the right to know me.
1990s attitudes toward racism and like
His demonstration of calling me to set up a meeting or schedule a time together, a meal.
it is good-natured, if antiquated.
The purpose of getting to know me better. So that's when I knew I could trust him.
When my ex-wife and I first separated, I didn't call HC right away. For maybe 2 weeks, probably. I didn't know how to tell him. I was embarrassed. And when I did tell him, and then he yelled at me, he said, "Bruce, I could have been praying for you." And I think God showed
It's kind of weird, like this buddy system where you have like an AA sponsor for not being racist.
From the beginning, as I was trying to help him become a Christian, where we are now, he's really shown me how to be a Christian.
When he hurt, it tears me up.
I can see the empathy in his eyes, and I can see when he sees me hurting, I see him hurting. And it's almost like I never really experienced before how your burdens can be lifted and transferred to someone else, but I can see him take them.
Final principle that we're going to deal with today, I would call it the essence of what's going to be necessary if you and I will see it happen in our lifetime. We call it empowerment. Let me tell you what it is. It is the use of repentance and forgiveness to facilitate and create and maintain an environment conducive for reconciliation.
Wait, why are you leaving the room for Jesus only on your lower half, though?
Who are married would agree to me that to keep joy in the marriage, there's a whole lot of repenting and a whole lot of forgiving. Why do we understand that we can blow it with our wives whom we're convinced we love, but if this Asian brother who I'm trying to get to know, we blow it once, I don't need that. I'm out of here. Well, we don't have an empowering environment.
The key here is that we respect each other's differences.
And I can tell you that I'm not an easy guy to get along with. And John accepts me.
I'm a real asshole.
For who I am. He accepts me for the background that I've grown up with.
Every once in a while...
I'm actually still an unrepentant racist.
But it's the manner in which we disagree that keeps us together. It doesn't separate us.
Do I think for 1 minute that we're not going to be tested? Do I think for 1 minute that John and I aren't going to be thrown into circumstances where the world will try to pull us apart as brothers? Absolutely, you bet. But we're testy kind of guys, and we have to transcend that pride between us. And that's what John and I think, have done.
What doesn't separate us is the heart that we have for one another that was really bonded by our common experience through our faith in Jesus Christ.
We have just made a commitment in terms of our relationship to one another. And that's...
Tricky Ted. Obviously not a good person.
Genuine
Thank you, Reed.
repentance and genuine forgiveness creates a genuine atmosphere that says, you know what? It's okay to blow it. You know what that is? Empowerment.
Mike has such a desire to want to know what it is men of color like myself have faced. He even has, through his own emotion, expressed a sorrow and asked for forgiveness for some issues that he felt he was involved in, or even members of his race were involved in.
The heart of God says this: if you have my compassion, take responsibility to the degree that you can, and when the Holy Spirit says, stand up and be counted, do it. That's repentance. That's forgiveness. And can I tell you what, brothers? When we wear those shoes, we can make a difference to the praise and glory of God. Empowerment is God's way.
Michael and I have committed ourselves to one another. And
so many men.
It will be a relationship that...
They're wearing suits.
In my opinion.
And I, for one, I'm going to stand next to John Griego. Anytime, any place that's necessary, because he's my brother.
Relationship, intentionality, sincerity, and empowerment. These four principles, as shared by Raleigh Washington and Glenn Carine, provide the foundation for our relationships to God, our families, and with our brothers. Well, along with applying these four principles to our lives, it's also vital to understand that each of us needs...
All right, we just got to see what the next segment is, if there is one.
...a Christ-centered men's small group where we can find needed...
Oh, okay, so this is going to be...
Having 50,000 men coming from all over...
Tips for starting a small group of men.
Worship styles.
Was an awesome experience.
I mean, it blew me away.
This is becoming contagious. And this is a disease that I like to see.
What a way to describe that. It's a disease that I like to see. Okay, so the next step from the stadium to the small group.
A lot of times men feel bonded more than any other time.
An individual sit there and say, oh, that was a great thing, you know, all this comradeship. And
Do we want to learn about how to do a small group?
Now what I do.
Quite honestly, they have a fear of sharing their secrets, sharing their pain.
I was afraid. I was afraid to let people know about me.
And small group is intended to help us to expose the things that are hurting us and maybe even destroying us, and ultimately will set us free from those things as a result of having support for change.
Many of us, as we start, we really don't know what we're doing, but God can honor the first step.
The first time that I decided to join a men's group, it was a struggle.
I felt, what am I doing here?
I was probably a little skeptical. I said to myself, I didn't want to do it.
What are we going to do? Are these guys going to lay hands on me? Are we going to pray? Are they going to, start dancing and everybody in the restaurant's going to look at us?
When it was my turn to introduce myself, I just froze.
But as I sit there and start reading and start trying
Flicker.
to understand.
That is a very flamboyant horse.
Hey, these guys feel the same way I do.
It's like
taking
a leap of faith.
Everybody's going around telling a little about their story and
buying suits.
Everybody had finished. I hadn't even said anything, and my story was already out there.
What you say here stays here when you leave here.
You know, we could be very vulnerable.
And I found that they were very genuine men with a desire to mature.
It's relationship. And that's what I'm hoping Promise Keepers can do, encourage men through relationship to care about one another.
And the experiences of that relationship alone causes men to want to continue to build those kinds
bear
of
group.
relationships in their communities, in their homes.
I just came out of there wanting to be the husband and father that I should be.
It's not a black thing. It's not a white thing. The people in my group are of mixed races, and they get together all as brothers.
Bum equipment.
You hear them call each other brother.
And we just really want to live life based on God's understanding.
To be there for one another.
I know that I could call any of these guys if I needed to.
They're my 2 a.m. friends, my 3 a.m. friends, and that's a group that I can count on.
Small group really changed my life.
I would trust my life with any of the men that I meet with on Friday morning.
We've relived some of our conference highlights.
This has a lot of
examined key principles
Tim and
of
Eric
biblical
energy.
reconciliation, and seen the importance of being a part of a dynamic, Christ-centered men's small group. Now let's shift gears. We want to give you a little background on Promise Keepers. You see, it's much more than a stadium event.
This stadium has seen lots of exciting moments, but none more exciting than in 1993, when 50,000 men came here to honor and to worship Jesus.
I mean, there were probably some football games in that stadium that were more exciting than Promise Keepers.
The Lord put me in touch with what he would do when men would come together in the name of Jesus of Nazareth. And I'm telling you, there's no end to this. We have only just begun. We have only started.
All right, I'm making another poll. We got some good music here.
Rise up, seize the moment.
In just 5 short years, Promise Keepers has become a tremendously diverse movement of God, touching men's lives and those around them in deeply personal ways.
Morning, Joshy D. How you doing, man? We're learning about Promise Keepers.
Overwhelming, with conferences.
And the crowd is turning against me and wants it to end.
The beginning was much more humble, starting with 2 men.
We're breaking down the walls.
In a car.
We're men.
Dave Wardell and I had a 3-hour ride ahead of us. We got into the car. He said, "Let's pray."
I can't believe y'all don't want to hear about the story of these 2 men.
We had about 3.5 hours.
This is like the founding myth of Promise Keepers.
Experienced anything like that with another man.
And I said, more than anything, I would like to see men come together in great numbers.
I can see stadiums full of men. I see a vision of God moving men. I said, "Sounds good to me, Coach," and Then he did a little something. He went like this, and I said, what are you doing? He said, we can turn this thing around. And I'm thinking the car at 11 at night, and he said, United States of America.
God damn it.
Huge sports stadiums filled with Christ-centered men are a focal point, but to stop there is to miss the true goal.
That's because the tape was changing.
It's not defined by what takes place in a stadium. The greatest display is what takes place in seeing men.
Okay.
Radically.
Well, I have a question for Joshy D, which is, do you have 11 minutes to watch Dusty the Dragon talk to kids about tobacco?
It was definitely for me. In a conference I thought I had no need.
Excellent.
It showed me
Is everyone okay with stopping this tape and preempting trains for tobacco?
Men, it's another thing to have the movement of God in the hearts of men. And we believe that God is stirring the hearts of men.
Okay, Bella Bunny wants to keep going. Who else wants to keep going? I'm just curious. Who's with me?
We could not have created this, and we know that too well.
It's a vehicle that God is using at this particular time in life to point out the
Zany Zach.
that men are having.
A man losing his mind. Okay, well, let's see. Let's see what. I just want to see how much tape is left on here, but we will end it. The will of the people. You've spoken. Okay. So that's what's left, and that's what we've watched. So we're more than halfway done with this. I might keep this. No, I don't have to keep this around. You know what? We have too many tapes on the shelf. This is dead. This is gone forever. It's time to learn about tobacco. Hooray. Tapes. I scanned this before the start of the stream just to make sure it was available for watching right now. This was sent in by Joshy D. Thank you so much, Josh. It looks like a real doozy. It's only 11 minutes. Oh, God. Their eyes. Okay. Dusty the Dragon and Dr. Margie Hogan talk about tobacco. Grade 1. Effective tobacco prevention for elementary age children. Our video will grab their attention. Dr. Margie Hogan will earn their respect. Keep in mind, this is recommended for ages 5 to 10, and it's from 1990. It's kind of wild that you would even need to talk to 5-year-olds about cigarettes, but Philip Morris was pretty aggressive back in the day. Don't wait until children start smoking to teach tobacco prevention. This dynamic new tobacco prevention video teaches social resistance skills with a mix of animation, live action, and a hit anti-tobacco rap song. Children learn to say no to tobacco and yes to good health. Should I smoke my first cigarette? Elementary age children can help Dusty the Dragon make the right choice about smoking and smokeless tobacco. As nationally known pediatrician, Dr. Margie Hogan puts tobacco on trial. I'm assuming they're not vaping did not exist yet. They're talking about like snuff and chewing tobacco and stuff. Dip. Everyone had a cousin, right? That dipped and then spat in a Mountain Dew bottle on his desk. Animated characters Handsome Heart and The Lungs help reveal the truth about Nicotine and his gang, The Pack. Everyone has a dip cousin. Okay, I'm ready for it. Dusty the Dragon talks to Dr. Margie Hogan about tobacco. 12 minutes, color, 1990, rewound. We're doing it. We're doing it now. And I'm going to go ahead, I think, and just record this whole thing because I expect that it's worth recording. We'll just find the start of a tape here. We'll just find the part after the FBI warning here. Okay, that was a good logo. Sorry, I got to restart the whole video recording with that logo in it.
Dad! Throw it to me, throw it to me, throw it to me. Hogan, the artist of the gods, took the clay in his hands and began to form a beautiful figure.
What the hell is this? I'm very sorry, folks, but I do need to record also that intro by itself. This is part of a long-term project. It needs to be preserved.
Dad! Towards me, towards me, towards me. Hogan, the artist of the gods, took the clay in his hands and began to form a beautiful figure.
And again, we'll just skip the intros. We'll just get a clean recording of the whole thing. Sorry for all the hullabaloo. Here we go. Oh, God.
Well, Doctor, did I pass my checkup?
You seem to be in tip-top shape, Dusty, and I want you to always be a strong, healthy, and good-looking dragon. So I want to ask you about something. Has anyone tried to talk you into trying a cigarette yet?
Well, yeah, I was at this party. It looked kind of cool, you know. Some of the other kids were doing it.
This party for 5 to 10-year-olds.
Tough, you know, like older.
So at the next party you might try it?
Maybe. I mean, well, I'm not sure. I can't make up my mind.
Dusty, when you have a big decision, don't wait till the last minute. You might do something you really don't want to. You should gather the evidence on both sides ahead of time, kind of like they do in a trial, and then you can make a smarter decision. Let's try it.
Josh, how old were you when you first
Dusty, I'm here to present
were tempted to smoke cigarettes?
Mr. Nicky Teen
Because you
represents
grew
the
up,
and the
you were like
to smoke.
a teen in the
And
90s.
You and a jury of your friends be the judge.
Or the
My
80s, I
first
mean.
witness, your handsome heart.
I remember growing up with, oh God,
Dusty!
cigarettes being pervasive, but not like a thing that was seriously a concern that I would start
Lots
smoking.
of folks don't understand what a puff of smoke can do.
Ah.
There are plenty of effects on you. Maybe the best thing we can do is to show a few.
Yeah, smoking was very normalized.
Lighting up?
Everyone smoked.
But no tricks now.
Oh, wow, man. I just hate it when you do this. It gunks me up, man.
What your heart is saying, Dusty, is that over time the arteries get smaller because there's a buildup of stuff in them and there's less.
This is for ages 5 to 10. We're talking about arteries.
Eventually have heart attacks and strokes because of what Mr. Nicky Teen does to the heart.
Dusty, I try to keep up with the extra demand from the cigarette, but this wears me out, man. Wears me down, too.
Dusty, what your heart is talking about is high.
This looks like it was animated in Mario Paint.
All that means is that he has to work harder.
Why is his blood turned darker?
Oh, that has to do with another favorite organ of yours, your lungs, my next witnesses. Unless you'd like to cross-examine Hart, Mr. Nicky Teen.
No questions.
Thank you, Hart.
Thanks, Doctor. Dusty, man, let's do lunch sometime, babe. Something low-fat, low cholesterol.
Why is his mouth puckered like an anus? Oh, God. Oh, God, it's the lungs.
Your Honor. Mr. Nicky Teen, again.
What is happening?
Yeah. Here you go.
Lungs, let's see you in action with tobacco smoke.
This is...
Okay.
Normally, Your Honor. Our motto as your air factory.
They're like little Bobby Hills.
There. Out goes it's gonna get dark soon. But when you send us cigarette smoke, you're sending us bad air.
You see, Dusty, one of their jobs is putting nice, clean oxygen in your blood. That gives it that nice red color. Blood without oxygen is useless. So smoke means less oxygen and blood that's not that pretty red color.
You got that right.
Make sure you check the color of your blood, kids.
It's very unattractive. And look at our pretty puffs of air. They've gone from a nice, clean shade
to something that looks like dirty dishwater. We don't appreciate it one bit.
Please notice, Dusty, that their airways are irritated and they're likely to be a little bit cranky. Smoke clogs them up too.
This is horrifying
Much air
and,
power
and wonderful.
Something you'll be sure to notice if you try to run.
Well, we have to show our unhappiness somehow. You don't expect us to just take it.
Doctor, can I ask you a question? Well, what about cancer? I mean, of course, I don't think that would really happen to me, you know.
Lots of people think they're made from plastic inside, but that's a biggie. Cancer from cigarettes can break out in lots of places in the body, but the lungs.
The script is so bad and not appropriate to the target audience.
Cancer, Dusty. We try to fight it.
Jesus Christ!
Longer than us.
Gross. Yuck.
Cancer is something that happens in the future, but the coughing, that can begin much sooner. There's the dry smoker's hack from irritated airways. And this is the
such
deep,
cute lungs.
drunk mucus cough.
Oh, that's disgusting.
There, you look much prettier in pink. Your witness, Mr. Nicotine.
Ah, beat it.
Bye, Dusty.
Wow, what a straw man argument. They're not even letting Nicotine talk about how smoking makes you look cool. Oh, I guess they are.
I'd like to call my witnesses, the pack.
About time. Yeah.
Hey, let me in there.
Vamos.
We'll show them.
Rápido.
Well, I guess if you smoke cigarettes, you begin to smell and look like them.
Please, Doctor. Your most honorable highness, I'd like you to hear from 3 of the finest friends a dragon could find at school. The pack. Jenny Skinny.
Hi.
Smooth Dude.
Hola.
And Marley.
Yo.
Smooth
Why don't
dude.
each one of you explain why you hooked up with me?
Well, that's a good way to put it, Nicky. After all, we are hooked on you. Everyone knows once you go with Nicotine, you don't break up so easily. Most people would rather die than be without their Nicotine.
1 out of 4 smokers do die prematurely, Dusty. He makes your mind and body feel addicted. You lose a lot of personal control.
Do you mind? It's my turn. Go ahead, Miss Skinny.
Well, I started 'cause I thought all the other girls were doing it, you know? Now, I know that most girls don't smoke, but it still makes me feel like I'm in, you know? Kind of older, cooler, you know? Like those girls in the magazine ads.
Do you mean the ones with the pretty skin and white teeth? Or the ones with the yellowed fangs, bad breath, and yellow fingers? The ones with the smelly clothes and hair?
You know, I have noticed my dry cleaning bills have gone up.
Speaking of money, how much do you think that Nicotine costs?
Hey, I'm supposed to be asking the questions.
There's no question about the cost.
How much did a pack of Marlboros cost in 1990?
It's designed to get you to spend your money. In just a week, a cigarette habit can cost you as much as a new tape and a pizza. In a year, a new stereo. And as you get older, the cost of cigarettes can be as much as a fancy new car.
Yeah, well. And so what? A new car. Big deal. Nicotine makes me feel strong. Not like everyone else.
You see, I'm good for both of them. One needs me to be a part of the crowd. You know, her friend.
You wouldn't smoke a car.
Needs me to be his own big man.
If you ask me, it just doesn't make sense. You're just a social crutch for these two. Someone for them to lean on because they can't do it themselves. So if you see them smoking, it's just because they don't feel cool enough without your help. Too bad.
Not me. I need Mr. Nicotine because he calms me down when I'm nervous. I'm not doing so well in school. Dig?
Nicotine is full of power, and it affects your brain too. Watch your hands tremble as you light up. Your brain's neurotransmitters are trying to tell you something.
Well, if I'm so bad, why don't we get complaints from you?
I mean, I remember my
They smoke too.
like my high school had a smoking area for students that was no longer used for that purpose,
Home in the air all these years. That means you started smoking when you were a baby.
but it was there.
Smoke from a smoker's mouth or the end of a cigarette can also harm a non-smoker. There's also an increased chance of lots of illnesses, colds, pneumonia, and even cancer.
Well, that's okay. So don't light me up, Dusty. Chew me. You've seen smokeless tobacco. You know, snuff. It's great.
Chew me, Dusty.
And there's no smoke.
Whoa, wrong! Tobacco in any form is addictive and can cause cancer. Dusty, you could lose your tongue or your teeth. Besides, who needs black spit, bad breath, rotten gums, and brown fangs, right?
Oh, I've heard enough. I can make my own decision.
Oh, hell yeah. Smoke is a joke.
I've heard it said that smokers rule. Be part of the gang, light up after school. Now I know that just isn't true. Don't need a fire in my face to be cool. Not gonna spend my hard-earned cash on making stupid cigarette ash. Then there's my looks, my fangs, my face. My breath would smell like a fireplace. You think smoke's a social solution? You're just committing bodily pollution.
Oh, the lungs are back.
Wanna know the real situation? Your lungs may take a permanent vacation.
Your heart doesn't need all that extra work. If you smoke, I think you're a jerk.
Smoking's for the socially weak. Break out of that pack. Don't be a geek. If you hear light up after school, say don't need a fire in my face to be cool. Yeah, all right. Hey,
Yeah,
incredible.
baby,
That's
that's right.
it. Yeah, no more smoking. Disgusting. Yeah, great. Incredible. Can you believe that?
I'm speechless. What have we learned, kids? This was excellent. Give it up for Joshy D for knowing how to pick 'em. Oh, Hennepin County. Is this produced in Minneapolis? Yeah. It's got a quote from Gretchen Griffin, the tobacco prevention specialist from the Minnesota Department of Education. Dusty the Dragon combines humor and creative technology with a thoroughly researched tobacco use prevention message for young people. I highly recommend it. That was great. That was great. Ah, we got a wrap and everything. I'm going to have to clip that wrap, and I'm going to have to go back to Make My Milk and get the milk wrap finally, because we need those in the rotation. Thank you, Josh. Thank you. The wrap. Oh, yeah, hey, we do have, I tell you what. I keep promising these people trains. And we'll get to trains. We do have rap. Where was it? No, hip hop. Hip hop for kids. It's only 30 minutes. Hip hop for kids. There's a lot of train love here. Come on, people. All right, tell you what, we'll do trains. Train. No, rail. My one request is that it be one of these two, because that they're in a box set, and getting that box set off of the shelf will clear up 3 spots. So do we want Canadian Rockies in the Adirondack or the Copper Canyon and the Coast Starlight? Copper Canyon? Bella Bunny says Copper Canyon. Copper Canyon is Scenic Rail Journeys of America, the Copper Canyon, and the Coast Starlight. We're going to Seattle. Let's do it. Sierra Madre Express from the busy border town of Nogales to the heart of Mexico's vast, colorful Copper Canyon. Cool. And the Coast Starlight goes up California's legendary Pacific coastline through the scenic Santa Lucia Mountains. Santa Lucia, I assume. Relax on the luxurious Napa Valley wine train, go to San Luis Obispo, past the Hearst Castle. My mom always wanted to see the Hearst Castle. She never got to. Okay, we're playing. We got to activate the tape. I took the 101 to work every day when I worked at Infinity Ward and lived in West LA and worked in the Valley. It was great.
A train excursion to Copper Canyon is a journey you'll always remember.
If you like trains, you're going to love this trip. If you like Mexico, you're going to love this trip.
This is a unique journey, the Copper Canyon. You have to see it. It's another world.
Wait, that train can fly?
Train is still the only way to go across the Sierra.
When the persons come here, they say, "Oh!"
Take a trip with us today as we visit a beautiful remote part of Old Mexico, the Copper Canyon.
What is the CG train? Did we see this in the last tape in this series? That's not where the Statue of Liberty is, I'm pretty sure.
All aboard as Reader's Digest presents America's Scenic Rail Journeys.
Yay.
The Copper Canyon trip is a unique journey into one of North America's most fascinating and least known wilderness areas. It begins in the colorful Mexican border town of Nogales. We have chosen the Sierra Madre Express for our trip to Mexico. This comfortable, modern train operates with the permission of the Mexican federal government, and its spacious cars are pulled by locomotives manned with crews from the Mexican National Railroad.
Sometimes I miss speaking Spanish.
As it travels through the night, the Sierra Madre Express parallels...
It's the only language I've ever learned that I was able to speak at like a functional conversational level.
...is the remote Barranca del Cobre, or Copper Canyon, deep in the heart of the...
Well, I don't use it anymore because I'm not in high school.
If you simply fly into Mexico in an airplane and get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to make a 6 o'clock train to go see the canyon, you're upset. You're not down to speed.
For Peter Robbins, who founded the Sierra Madre Express,
Está un tren.
this leg of the journey is an essential one.
Está un tren.
Trip traveling 400 miles south takes 24
Magnífico.
hours. And it gives everybody a chance to slow down, relax, and get ready to see Mexico.
Hay árboles.
It offers us a potent mix of sights, smells, and sounds that quicken our appetites for adventure.
Ese hombre tiene un sombrero.
Now we head northeast into the western mountains that form the spine of the Continental Divide below the U.S.-Mexico border. From Sufragio Station, we climb steadily toward Copper Canyon. Copper Canyon is the collective name for the mile-deep chasms that are far deeper than America's Grand Canyon. The tunnel ahead, El Descanso, is the longest tunnel on our trip. It takes the train almost 2 minutes to escape its 6,000 feet of darkness.
Perdóname, voy a hacer un croissant. Voy a regresar en 5 minutos.
mountains and rivers made building the railroad here a daunting engineering challenge.
Oh, there it is. You can see it. Oh, yes.
The bridge over the Rio Chinipas, over 1,000 feet long, is the highest of the 37 bridges the train must negotiate. And 355 feet down, the water looks very far away. Another bridge over the Chinipas River just ahead has some smoke curling up from it.
Another trestle, they call this.
As we can see, a friendly welder is simply doing maintenance work on the bridge. Peter Robbins spent almost 10 years renovating and outfitting the Sierra Madre Express.
We had mortgaged everything we owned, the house and the car, to get some money for the first trips. And as the years went by, we would add and build one car, and then it would be a 3-car train, and then it was a 4-car train. And so little by little, it's grown. It's a very special little train. It will never be a great big commercial operation, and I think that's kind of the joy in how Sierra Madre Express operates.
Perhaps the most popular car is the one-of-a-kind Divisadero car, with its combination of an open-air coach and an observation platform.
You can smell Mexico, you can hear Mexico, you're actually participating in the sights, sounds, and smells of Mexico.
You get all kinds of falcons and hawks. We saw earlier the osprey that were perched on the cactus. Up here, the most common one that we'll see is the turkey vulture, the black vulture. Yeah, they circle around. Yeah.
The cactus-studded slopes of the Sonoran Desert had given way to a very different landscape of Sinaloan thorn forest. This is mining country. In 1910, the state of Sonora exported ores worth 26 million pesos, and 60% of that was from copper. Some powerful Americans saw the benefits of building a rail line up into these treacherous canyons. Industrialist Albert K. Owen began this rail line in the late 1800s, but quickly gave up. Arthur E. Stillwell, an American railroad builder, took Owen's place. One of the contractors hired by Stillwell to build the line was the infamous revolutionary leader Pancho Villa. But during the Mexican Revolution, Villa probably blew up more sections of the railroad than he ever built. The Mexican government finally had to finish the project.
Another scenic view. Another bridge coming up, which is the Santa Barbara Bridge, 714 feet.
This is Tunnel 50 we're going through. That's our last tunnel before we approach tomorrow.
The sheer rock faces of the mountains here made it difficult for the train to climb. Spiraling tunnels and loops allow the train to wind its way up the canyons. The railroad was dedicated here in 1961, almost 80 years after it was begun. The tunnel near Tamoros is over 3,000 feet long, and it negotiates a 180-degree turn within its span. "70 seconds after it enters the tunnel, our train comes out the other end, but headed in the opposite direction and still climbing. Passengers can look back down over the 3 different levels of track the train has just passed over. We're traveling from Tamoros to Bawichivo, which is our stopping point for a side trip to the small village of Cerocao. The Jesuit mission of San Francisco marks the center of the village. The mission was founded by Padre Juan Maria de Salvatierra, who was the first European to reach the bottom of Copper Canyon. The mission was begun in the late 17th century, and a village quickly grew up around it. Three centuries after it started, the mission here is still run by Jesuits, who also operate a boarding school for Tarahumara Indian children. A number of these children come from as far away as 150 miles to receive an education. They are practicing today for the upcoming Cinco de Mayo parade, Mexico's 4th of July. The Hotel Mission is owned by Roberto Balderrama. Senor Balderrama was instrumental early on in establishing interest in the Copper Canyon area. The tranquil pace of Cerro Cawi gives us a chance to wind down and adapt to the rhythms of Mexican life.
Cerro Cawi is a unique village, a real Mexican Tarahumara village. Dates back to 1690 as a mission of Jesuits to convert the Tarahumara Indians. So that little village stays for the centuries, the same way of living. So I decided to build a hotel there for adventurers, for tourists. They are looking for different places. The real old Mexican.
I have recently discovered that you can put butter and jam on a croissant, like most breads. It will accept them, and it makes it delicious, absolutely delicious. Tengo un croissant con manteca y jelly.
Today's hike leads us to an area
Y es muy bien.
only on foot or on horseback.
Es muy bien. Es un cambio de juego. Poner jelly y manteca en su croissant. Es muy delicioso.
We don't have beaches, we don't have tennis or golf.
Pero necesito este mug para hacer mi café. Voy a regresar en 3 minutos.
The beauty, the romance, and the adventure for a place, and it's part of the trip to Copper Canyon.
Back on the train, we head over a 695-foot-long bridge. Beyond it, the rail builders had to blast a series of tunnels through these sheer rock walls. There was no way to go around here. The builders simply had to dynamite their way through.
It was extremely dangerous work because in the early days when this was built, a lot of the safety requirements that are now taken as commonplace weren't in place. So a lot of people were killed building the tunnels. There would be unexpected landslides, cave-ins inside of the tunnels. The longest tunnel, El Descanso, is 1 mile long. And then there are a whole bunch of short tunnels, little short tunnels. And it was done by back-breaking hand work in the early days.
It's easy to forget those struggles now, as the train glides smoothly from one tunnel to another. As our train emerges from the dank tunnel, the canyon air feels clear and fresh. We pass World War II troop cars that not only serve as storage containers, but also house rail workers. The end of the line for our first day is El Divisadero, which means the view, and that name is well deserved.
Welcome to Copper Canyon.
Breathtaking views of the Copper, Tarequa, and Orique canyons await us wherever we look. For many centuries, the Tarahumara have believed that this endlessly dramatic landscape of mile-deep chasms, towering waterfalls, and sun-shot clouds is ruled by the natural forces of good and evil. Most of the Tarahumara vendors here have hiked many miles from where they live in the barrancas to sell their handmade jewelry and baskets. Visitors to this outdoor market can find crafts that are truly one of a kind, made by the vendors and their families. There's nothing mass-produced here. These basket makers use the same native grasses that their distant ancestors used, and even construct unique baskets made from pine needles. Near the station is another comfortable hotel in Copper Canyon country, the Posada Barrancas El Mirador.
Buenas tardes.
Welcome to the hotel.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening. Hi. When the persons come here, they say, "Oh," because we are right on the rim of the canyon, and you can see the canyon everywhere. You just stay in the hotel, from the rooms, from the living, from the dining room. Every room has a balcony to the canyon. Do you see the birds in the trees? The little finches?
I see.
That's fabulous. This hotel was built with mostly Tarahumara Indians who lives around the canyon, up those mountains. We didn't use any machines. Everything was handmade. And if you see all the ornaments and the tile, the walls is adobe, everything is natural. We use everything from Mexico, from the area.
In the morning, we wake up to glorious sunshine and the roomy dining room of El Mirador. There is time for breakfast. And for the views we might have missed the evening before, we can peer carefully down into the canyon from the rim.
Everybody ready? Welcome to the canyon.
Or fly right down into it. A morning helicopter flight takes off from the hillside adjacent to El Mirador. As our helicopter sweeps down into the barrancas, the magnificent splendor of this landscape is revealed to us.
As we pass through the pillars, because it's windy today, the helicopter may move a little bit, so nothing to be concerned. It's just a little air.
These barrancas, or canyons that comprise the Copper Canyon region, are 4 times greater in area and several hundred feet deeper than the Colorado River's Grand Canyon. But if we want to get an even closer look at Tarahumara life in this area, we have to get back on the train and go north to the logging town of Creel. On the way, we cross the Continental Divide. At 8,071 feet, it's the highest point on our rail journey.
That's where they come here to the canyons to relax and take it easy and enjoy the time. That's part of the beautiful thing of this trip. You are not rushing, you are resting, you are reading, you are talking, you are making good conversation, enjoying life.
We have a mix of several cultures in Creel. We have, of course, the Mexican culture in Creel. We have the Tarahumaras who live on the outskirts of Creel. For instance, these little fields are all Tarahumara right out here. Then we have a small Anglo community, and then we have some of the Mennonite influence, because down the rails towards Chihuahua is a Mennonite community. So occasionally in Creole you'll hear German spoken, which is kind of unique.
Vale, listo.
Creole is in the heart of Tarahumara country, and the perfect destination for travelers.
Train journeys where you just have to relax are great, although they are very expensive on Amtrak and not worth
Was
the money.
raised with Tarahumara Indians.
Creole is a fairly new town that started from the arrival of the railroad. At the beginning, it was really just in a small mestizo settlement. When I say mestizo, I say mixed blood. There's Indian and Spanish blood in this culture. Train is still the only way to go across the Sierra, and it's still the best way to see the Copper Canyon or the Barrancas del Cobre.
What country are you?
Creole's permanent residents are predominantly mestizo, but the Tarahumara come into town to sell what they've made and to buy supplies.
That makes sense.
Town is the Mission Artisan Store.
There's a lot of false cognates between English and Spanish, and also just a lot of like subtle false cognates
Lopez operates the Mission Artisan
where they have diverged etymologically. Because like sensible being sensitive makes sense because it's the same root as like sensing, like feeling.
I didn't know how, but then I said I am an
So if you went back to, you know,
City, but then
vulgar Latin,
I will go and help for 1 year, and I
it's
came
probably closer to what it meant.
not only stay 1 year.
And Spanish has preserved that meaning, whereas English has done what English does and just
an important outlet for marketing their crafts. Proceeds help to defray
ripped everything apart and glued it back together in weird ways.
This hospital, which provides free care
Because it's borrowed it from French
else who needs its
in the Middle Ages or whatever.
was the vision and achievement of Jesuit missionary Father Louis Verplanken. The Jesuits have been at work here for hundreds of years. Hidden deep in a remote section of the Barranca del Cobre is this magnificent 17th century Spanish cathedral, usually referred to as the Lost Mission of Satebo. Its design and purpose link us to similar missions that were built by Franciscan missionaries all along the coast of California about 100 years ago. Protected by their historically isolated homeland, the Tarahumara have become one of the most populous native peoples in North America. Currently, they number almost 50,000.
The history of the English language is incredibly fascinating to me,
The Copper Canyon area, to avoid being enslaved.
which is why I've really enjoyed listening to the History of English podcast,
Many of them also strongly resisted conversion by the Jesuits. There are several day trips from our Sierra Madre Express.
which you can find at historyofenglishpodcast.com. It covers all that like Anglo-Saxon and Norman history.
Live traditionally in cave homes and supplement their incomes by allowing tourists.
It's currently up to Shakespeare and the Elizabethan period and Romeo and Juliet.
Pedro Palma has arranged.
But it starts at like the Indo-European migration. It's a really, really great podcast with a blend of history and etymology.
And this is a very traditional cave. It's about
I've recommended it before, I'll recommend it again.
It's a great story of the man who used to live here and passed away last December. Sebastian is how we refer to this cave as well, Sebastian's cave. He used to be the mailman between here and Huachoche, which is 115 kilometers from here. And there wasn't a road then. It used to take him about 10 days to get there. Also to the bottom of the canyon, which is Bato Pilas, 140 kilometers from here. So you're welcome to visit Sebastian's cave.
Sebastian's daughter, Maria, lives with her family in traditional Tarahumara fashion, raising animals and weaving belts on Inca looms. Religion is a powerful force here. The Tarahumara religion, a hybrid of Christian teachings.
What do? You stare out the window.
Echoes the battle.
You zone out.
And Satan. Many Tarahumara live in the higher, cooler rock caves during the summer. and then move down to the subtropical climate of the canyon floors during the winter months. Here, as everywhere, symbols of modern life appear, but yet combined with the elements of traditional native attire, as we see in this basketball game. No matter how they live, though, all Tarahumara know themselves as raramuri, or foot runners, long before horses were brought into the Sierra Madre Occidental, or the train for that matter. The native
Sorry, I had to wash my hands.
The vast canyons.
The downside of croissant is that it leaves croissant juice on your hands.
Before this century, the raramuri were even reported to hunt deer by running them down, running until the deer simply dropped. Repeatedly, the Tarahumara have earned themselves the reputation of being among the greatest long-distance runners in the world.
Croissants are a very greasy bread, as far as breads go.
It also means practicing the social
They're very buttery, so they're full of.
Because they
leave a buttery residue on your hands.
In the high sierras and deep in the canyons, and by practicing the race of the kicking the wooden ball, that brings the community together and gives them the opportunity to practice, as I say, the social life.
Butter is just bread juice. It's the juice that comes out of bread when you squeeze it.
Our adventure nears its end. The final stop on this trip awaits us just beyond the bridge over the Rio Fuerte. We arrive at the small colonial town. El Fuerte was named for the 18th century fort that was built to protect the Spanish colonists. Cinco de Mayo, the 5th of May independence celebration, has started in El Fuerte. This town was the central trading destination for gold and silver miners. Missionaries and soldiers also outfitted their explorations to northwest Mexico and California from right here. Today, however, this bustling tourist town is
slurping out of a
Mexico's tradition
bread juice kettle.
To sample the native foods and to enjoy the dancing and other cultural attractions of old Mexico.
Horse. Oh, that's some good slurping.
Now comes our chance to sit back and reflect on all we have seen during our remarkable time in the Copper Canyon. The sun slides toward the Pacific.
A friendly friend named Slurpee. And his name is actually Slurpee.
Up through Sonora toward California, which Teddy Roosevelt called West of the West, and toward our next exciting rail journey on the Coast Starlight.
Hooray, Amtrak. It's exactly like that Mexican train, but it costs $800.
Coast Starlight takes us through some of America's most unusual scenery. It's a glorious 2-day ride from the mission-studded coast above Los Angeles, through the Napa wine country, up past Oregon's snow-covered mountain forest.
Take a luxurious ride on rolling stock from the 80s.
On the Coast Starlight.
Amtrak is expensive and bad because it has no funding.
In the hours before dawn, the train prep and commissary crews in Los Angeles worked to outfit Amtrak West.
All these passenger train lines were going out of business in like the 70s, and so this Amtrak was created as a federal agency to operate passenger trains to ensure that like rural communities had access to train travel and stuff.
Will follow much the same path.
And then I believe in the 80s, in like the Reagan era, they like completely crippled it as an agency and passed a law mandating that it had to be operated as a for-profit company.
Passed through several of America's premier cities along the way.
Even though it's like not possible. Yeah, and everywhere in the country except the Northeast Corridor, Amtrak does not own the rails and are paying freight companies for the right to run their trains on the rails. So they have to like stop constantly to let freight trains go by.
As we emerge from a tunnel in the Santa Susana Pass, we leave the 455 square mile sprawl.
I wouldn't mind all the crappiness and the janky, low budget, like old cars and everything. I wouldn't mind that, if not for the fact that it's just exorbitantly expensive to buy a train ticket. Like if you want a roomette on Amtrak,
through the Simi Valley and head for the coast.
It's quite frequently like significantly more expensive than a plane ticket,
at San Luis Obispo.
And it takes a very long time. And of course, it's a massive country.
Southern California's false spring has arrived.
But the passenger rail network coverage is not great. So if you happen to be going from a city to a different city that's on one line, it's okay. If you have to go anywhere out of the way or make a transfer, you're like turning a 12-hour trip into like a 30-hour trip, even if you're only going another like 200 miles. And some of it might be on buses.
We pass close to the dazzling beaches at Montecito and Summerland.
Anyway, enjoy the beautiful views. It is still a really cool way to see the country. Haley and I took a train trip from New Jersey to Birmingham.
We came to the ocean.
And we really, really enjoyed it.
Around Los Angeles is a semi-desert region.
But it's just not that practical to do very often.
Without the ocean breezes, the climate would be too arid.
If your goal is to get efficiently from one point to another, Amtrak is not a safe bet for you.
Filtered sunlight have made Southern California not only
But if you want to enjoy the experience of rail travel, it's very fun.
As our train heads north, the landscape beside the
And yeah, there are places in the country where
coast towards the fertile fields.
The trains are good. Like when I lived in San Diego, my sister lived in LA and would take the Pacific Surfliner between LA and San Diego to like visit me on the weekends and stuff. And it's like what a 2-hour train ride.
Trip brings us to the charming town of San Luis Obispo.
From one downtown station to the other downtown station along a really gorgeous route. Very affordable.
Amtrak northbound train number 14, the Coast Starlight. About halfway between Los Angeles and San Francisco, it's a great place to begin exploring this region's quaint Central California towns.
But yeah, the USA is a very sparsely populated country when you look at the landmass.
Was the fifth mission established.
And like getting from Chicago to Los Angeles is like, I don't know, probably the same thing as getting from like
one of the main tourist
Paris to Moscow.
San Simeon. Begun in 1919 and finished almost 30 years later.
El café.
William Randolph Hearst's famous estate
El café.
Included 200
así, es bueno.
Enchanted Hill, as it's called, was designed in the
Es negro. No tiene crema o leche o azúcar. Solamente es café.
A period in American history called the Gilded Age.
James Allen is the public affairs officer.
With its collections, its decorative and fine arts, its furnishings, paintings, still intact. Hearst Castle's heyday was the 1930s. There was enough of the castle had been constructed and was usable that people were coming here regularly for visits. He loved this area. In letters to his mother, describes what a summer is like here, what a month is like here, how he loved the fine old oaks and the hollows of the hills and the expansive view of the Pacific Ocean. And after his parents had passed away, as I say, he was an only child. So when
I'm really torn because there's a part of me that loves things like, places like the Hearst Castle or the Biltmore Estate, just these giant, ornate palaces that are so over the top
Mr. Hearst loved Christmas.
and from a different age and ornate.
His staff's children up to the house.
But they also make you go, why the hell did that guy have that much money?
For all the children, there'd be under one tree at the far south end of the room.
Like, he bought all the newspapers.
And then at the north end of the room, another tree with gifts for
Do-
little boys.
Did he really deserve to be rewarded by society to that extent?
Towering Christmas trees draped with tinsel and lit candles, and the sounds and aromas of Christmas that we all have warm recollections of. I'm sure it must have been just a astonishing experience, and I could just see him.
He made journalism worse.
Great gusto.
Hearst's mansion.
Give him a fucking $8,000 imported silk sofa from China.
Contains much of his extensive art collection. Neoclassical statuary mixes with Art Nouveau sculpture. Medieval and Renaissance paintings are displayed near Gothic furniture. Roman sculpture, 16th century tapestries, rare books, and countless other treasures were shipped to California from all over the world. Here in the refectory, a Flemish tapestry depicting the prophet Daniel watches over an exquisitely set table that boasts 18th century Mexican silver candlesticks.
Fucking ketchup bottle.
Appreciate some of the more ordinary things
in the refectory.
Well. The table is furnished exactly the way it would have been when he was in residence. William Randolph Hearst died sometime before 10 a.m. on August 14th, 1951, at the age of 88. 1 year after he died, the hilltop of the estate, about 125 acres, was given to the state of California by the Hearst Corporation. On June 2nd, 1958, the Enchanted Hill was opened to the public. Back on the train, we begin to climb up the Cuesta Grade, the highest point the coast Starlight traverses in the verdant Santa Lucia mountain range. The scenically beautiful Cuesta Grade was an engineering challenge for the railroad builders. The train climbs 1,340 feet through a series of loops that carry us to the top of the Cuesta Pass. The southbound coast Starlight, train number 11, greets us as she rolls by.
Okay, the Gamble House. That's the one I always wanted to visit, I think. It's in Pasadena.
Across from us, we can see Highway 101.
It's the one that's all like
major north-south
beautiful dark wood.
Kings Highway or Camino Real. The next tourist attraction we pass is the small town of San Miguel.
From the early 20th century.
The mission here was the 16th mission in what is referred to as Father Sarah's Rosary, with a chain of 21 missions that stretch from San Diego to Sonoma.
Oh, the Gamble House was used
What is most
to portray the exterior of Doc Brown's house in Back to the Future and Back to the Future Part 3.
Are in practically the same condition in which the Padres left them in the middle of the 19th century. Dan Krieger is a professor of history at California Polytechnic State University.
We have
Mission San Miguel Archangel. It was founded in 1797 by Father Fermin.
We also have never watched Inside the California Missions.
Of the California Missions. Father Lathuane was very interested in developing a mission at the center of this, what would become the state of California.
I'm kind of interested in learning about the California missions from that tape.
Nearly unrestored.
Because I know like the legacy of cultural imperialism
Here is original from the 18 teens and 18
bordering on genocide is there.
spectacular place.
But it's also like something that all the Californian kids learn about in school. It's like a big deal
Artist who came here by way of
that I never got exposed to, and I was always curious about
painted the interior
when I lived there.
something unlike a
Because I grew up learning about like the Confederacy.
itself is the most spectacular of all of the altars in the California Mission Church.
But then I remember going to
Three-dimensional seeing
like going to craft stores like Michael's or whatever, and they would have like whole displays set up of the materials that students would need to buy to make little dioramas of missions. And I was like, this must be a thing. This must be like a really standard thing for kids to do in California.
In the 1880s, as the railroad came through here, people began to undergo what we call mission mania.
The so-called mission style characterized furniture and furnishings, even early Hollywood movies after the turn of the century. After we leave San Miguel, we drop down out of the Santa Lucia Range into the lush Salinas Valley. This is the country made famous by John Steinbeck, the Nobel Prize-winning author of such books as East of Eden and Grapes of Wrath. Steinbeck calls this valley a long, narrow swale between two ranges of mountains, where the Salinas River winds and twists up the center until it falls at last into Monterey.
We had, in 4th grade, the whole year history class was Alabama history, and we learned about the gallantry of our Alabama regiments in the Confederacy during the war between the states, the War of Northern Aggression.
Famous for its Golden Gate Bridge and its Victorian row houses, the city by the bay is not to be missed. The dawn of a new day finds us taking a different and delightful side trip. A day-long excursion on the Napa Valley Wine.
We didn't actually call it the War of Northern Aggression, but people of my grandparents' generation were still around that would seriously call it that.
Since December of 1989, this train has been not only showing people the wine country between Napa City and St. Helena, but treating them royally along the way.
I do remember as a little kid we had a Rocky and Bullwinkle tape, and there was one episode where there was like
an entrepreneur who invented rice-a-roni,
an over-the-top caricature of a Southern like Confederate general.
Good food and good wine.
Who would argue with some of the other characters about whether it was called the Civil War or the War between the states.
They really fit together. And our winemaker dinners are a great way to learn about pairing wine and food.
Wine buyer for the Napa Valley Wine Train is Brent Trojan.
There's a wine with a price for everybody on board. We also have a responsibility to showcase Napa Valley wines in a unique way. For instance, our vintners' luncheons, where we have an opportunity to showcase a premium Napa Valley winery. And we get to taste through all their wines, and the chef creates a luncheon paired around that winery's wines.
What we're tasting now, we got into the Pinots.
The distinguished chef on this rolling feast for the palate is Patrick Finney.
We are capable of serving about 135 gourmet meals in about 35 minutes. While our menu is not as extensive as a freestanding restaurant, what we do very well, and everything is prepared a la minute.
With our appetites fully satisfied, we climb back on board the Coast Starlight for an evening of travel that takes us up through Sacramento. Here in 1863, the Central Pacific Railroad began its portion of the rail line that would link the American West with the East 6 years later. Our destination tonight relates to that history, the charming railroad town of Dunsmuir.
The town was set to the rhythm of the railroad. Everything functioned on a railroad time. Home celebrations. Christmas was celebrated when Daddy's run was in, when he would come in. Maybe it would be the 24th of December, or maybe the 26th of December. Once in a while, it might even be on the 25th of December. But it all depended.
Reva Kuhn has lived here for more than 70 years.
I came to this lovely little town not knowing a thing about it.
Oh, yeah.
Way back in...
Someone named Stephen George has gone live on Twitch about to play Metroid for the first time.
And I had...
He will be on screen in 8 minutes.
When he offered me the position, I took it. And so I came to Dunsmuir.
The NES Metroid, yeah, he said he wants to play him.
Magnets for people earlier in the century.
He's never played the series, I don't think, beyond like Metroid Prime. So he wants to play through the originals.
The nation and created scores of towns like Dunsmuir.
I told him that it was important to draw your own paper map while you play the original Metroid. And I offered him my copy stand. It's like a flat thing with a big arm that you can mount a camera on to look face down so that he could broadcast the paper. He's got the manuals and I shouldn't say more about it, but long story short, he did not take me up on my copy stand, which I was upset about because I really want to get rid of that thing.
And I could look out my window and watch trains roll by. Seeing trains. I think that's important to me. I like to watch them roll by.
For the people of Dunsmuir, Christmas and railroads are forever linked.
Every year I'm involved in Candles in the Canyon by bringing in the Christmas tree. You generally try to get about a 50-foot Christmas tree off of Mount Shasta into town in front of the courthouse.
Wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and Happy
Christmas.
With the sounds of the season still ringing in our ears, we bid goodbye to California as our train continues on toward Oregon. We pass through Klamath Falls and begin our climb into the breathtaking Cascade Mountains.
Yesterday morning, palm trees and sunshine. This morning, snow, and it's just a beautiful trip.
The palm trees and sun-kissed beaches of Southern California suddenly seem very far away. Oregon has always lured travelers. In the 1840s, before railroads reached here, many set out from Independence, Missouri, where the Oregon Trail began. They struggled for 2,000 miles to reach this land of wild forests, rocky coasts, beautiful rivers, and fertile valleys. Viewed from the snug interior of the coast Starlight, the snow-covered mountains...
They didn't even have trains.
...serene and enchanting now. As the train makes its way through the storm, we ride comfortably insulated from the weather, able to enjoy the beauty of the snow in a way earlier travelers could not have imagined.
God, give me a mug of spiced wine, maybe some coffee, a little hot chocolate.
To reflect.
Maybe mix them all together. Just let me sit in that cozy train car. Watch that snow.
The summits of the Cascades soar to over 9,000 feet. Unless you're an experienced mountain climber, though, this is easily the best way to see them. As we head down out of the mountains, the snow shifts over to the rain that here in the Pacific Northwest is a constant. Locals are only partly kidding when they say you can tell when it's summer in Oregon because the rain gets warm.
Oh. You can use the friend command to use those 200 fun points you just got.
To many pioneers heading west, the fertile soil and moderate climate of the Willamette River Valley made it an ideal place to settle.
Wait a minute, where the hell is Tape Boy?
However, is moving on to...
What happened to Tape Boy? Oh shit.
Gentlemen, it's wine tasting time.
Whoops. Sorry. I had
campaign was.
I had Steven's stream up, so I typed my Golden VCR commands in his chat. And I was like, why aren't they working?
Here on the Coast Starlight, train number 14. Always something different, always something exciting, always different people to meet.
You're going to have to cut her off early.
We want them to enjoy themselves and want them to make it a memorable occasion, like something like their anniversary or something like that, something they never forget, experience on the Coast Starlight. Okay, bon appetit. Thank you, Charles. All right, you're welcome.
We had a good trip.
What is our raid message, by the way? Is it something about men, or is it say no to Nikki Teen?
The swollen Willamette River is churning fiercely as we approach Portland. Just past the falls and the dam is the Oregon Trail Interpretive Center. Portland is the state's largest city, with half of Oregon's almost 3 million people living here. Portland was rapidly developed during the 1840s because of the Columbia River, which connects it directly to the...
I don't know if I like any of these.
John Couch, a New England sea captain exploring for salmon fisheries, helped to transform this city into a major port. We leave our train to visit the city.
Oh yeah, thank you, Bella. I forgot. I forgot about the horrifying murder that we witnessed.
The city's downtown is a mixture of commerce and nature.
Okay, bread juice.
It has its share of modern buildings, but its parks and public squares remind residents of the city's close connection with the natural world surrounding it. Mount Hood, at over 11,000 feet, the state's highest point, towers above us as we continue on towards Washington State and our final destination, Seattle.
I sure don't, Brad. Yeah, bread juice is good. We've coalesced around bread juice.
The Coast Starlight brings us to the Pacific Northwest's largest and busiest metropolitan center. Hilda and Barry Anderson are travel writers who live in Seattle and ride the Coast Starlight as often as they can.
Years ago, when I used to say that I came from Seattle, the reaction I would get was, oh, I hear it rains a lot there. And of course I would say, oh yes, it rains a lot there. Now when I say I come from Seattle, people say, oh, I hear that's a lovely place.
Been a pleasure. Thank you very much.
We'll see if we can ride again with you.
Well, okay, I'll look forward to that.
Okay.
Thank you.
And then, of course, at Christmas time, at this time of the year, the city just lights up. Everything is ablaze with lights.
Christmas time is the best time to visit Seattle when it puts
They have
on a brilliant holiday display.
They have sickly deer in the department store windows. They have a gorilla in a dude's house. Christmas in Seattle is wonderful.
At the port, the city celebrates with bonfires. Even ships in the harbor are outlined in lights. These light ship displays have become a tradition for the families of Seattle. As our rail journeys come to an end, we look back happily on our adventures, their sights and sounds, from the awe-inspiring barrancas of the Copper Canyon to the villages of the Tarahumara Indians and the colonial towns of Old Mexico, from the wave-tossed California coastline to the mountain snows of Oregon, from the vineyards of the Napa wine country.
This was some good narration. Exactly what you want from train narration.
Journeys will live on in our imaginations for many years to come. Thanks for riding with us.
We did it. Thank you all for watching this special Reader's Digest presentation. That's going to be our last tape for today. I hope you'll go enjoy some Stephen George Metroid once we raid him. Quick announcement. I turned on vacation mode. My next stream will be next Friday. Yeah, next Friday. I am going away to the woods for a week. It's the white boy dream, and I'm living it. I quit my job a while back, and I've been, because I was burnt out and I needed a break, and it's been really lovely and refreshing, but I've also just been like working on golden VCR code and other hobby projects as if they were my job for this whole time, and I think I could really use like an actual break. So I thought about bringing the VCR with me and setting it up on a laptop, but that was getting to be a pain to get working, like on Linux. And then I was like, actually, this is supposed to be a break, so I should maybe not do anything. So I'm going to meditate in the mountains or something like that. And I will see you all back. I will see you all back next week, the end of next week. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for enjoying tapes. Thank you for your patience, those of you who want to send in tapes. I'm looking forward to that, but we really got to get through more of these. So we'll get to that next week. Thank you, everyone. Bread juice, let's raid. Outro screen, raid. I almost typed raid bread juice. Raid Stephen Georg. It is bread juice time. Everybody get in. We're doing it. Hope you enjoy the rest of your week, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. I assume Jace, but I'm not sure. Yes, that was Jace. All right. We're ready to go. Take it easy, everybody. Bread juice.